Greetings, Anadoomiers, Dominions, and Doomentites. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and this is Superchat Square-Ups, Volume, I believe, 10 or 11. I haven't checked. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I am mathematically deficient in this regard. However, 10 or 11, somewhere around there. I'll figure it out before I post this. But anyway, regardless, welcome. Yes, this has been a little bit delayed, and I apologize for that delay. I am including two Super Chats Square-Ups here. One from a May 31st live stream and one from a June 7th live stream. So we are going to go ahead and have a little fun with this. And I am going to include a bonus. I am going to include a bonus here at the end for all of you guys who were so patient waiting for this square up. I'm going to sing a little song for you. A song that I have not sung before, but that I have come to understand is in the public domain. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sing you a song. Hell, maybe even two songs at the end. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how I feel, how long this takes. It's going to be a long one, kids, because I got a lot of super chats here that need squaring up, and you guys have been waiting, and you deserve the best. And so I'm going to do my best to give you my best, whatever my best is today. So let's go ahead and start. I believe that the first of the abandoned super chat, well, we don't abandon them. We're picking them up now. Where we left off, let's put it that way. Cardinal Sin with a $1.99 super chat. Hail Cardinal Sin, and thank you, my friend. Listen, I appreciate all the letters you've sent and the wonderful DVDs and the book and everything else. And brother, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your generous gifts. And anyway, Cardinal Sin, who is one of my Legionnaires, says, I saw Raiders with Doomcock's commentary. Great. Thank you, Cardinal Sin. I had a great time doing that. Basically what I do, guys, just so you know, on my patreon.com/Doomcock site, I go ahead and watch movies and do commentaries with them. So that basically, like when you do the director's commentary on a DVD, you go ahead and put that track on and you can hear the director talking about the movie. Same thing with mine. I go ahead and sync everybody up and then I let her rip. And we have a really good time on that. So, Cardinal Sin, I'm glad that you really enjoyed it very much. And, yeah, I enjoy making them. And I love sharing them with you guys. I really do appreciate you, sir. Nicholas Horton with a £2 super chat. Thank you, Nicholas. Hail to you, sir. And he says, Kong versus Godzilla next year. What are your thoughts? Well, my thoughts, unfortunately, are not good ones, dude. Not because I thought that it's going to be bad. I loved Kong Skull Island really a lot. I did not love Godzilla King of the Monsters because of the issues I've mentioned before, the shaky camera, the choppy editing, the goddamn bad lighting, and being too close to the monsters so we never get good grand visuals of them. I was optimistic about Kong versus Godzilla. But actually, based on the performance of the box office of Godzilla King of the Monsters, they have gone ahead and delayed the release of Kong vs. Godzilla. They said they're pushing it back. Now, what does that mean? It could mean lots of things. It could mean that they are going to go ahead and work harder on the monster footage and get rid of all the goddamn shaky cam and go ahead and back it up and have some really beautiful sequences, which would be fantastic. Then I would be in love with the movie. It would get 5 stars from me because those are the things I care about in a monster movie, period. Now, if they're going to go ahead, though, and cut special effects from it, because they want to go ahead and minimize the cost, minimize their exposure on this thing because they're convinced it's a dog now before it even gets a chance to air, that would be very bad. So that would mean that they're backing it up to go ahead and do reshoots to expand the human characters, which would be just fucking awful. So, yeah, my thoughts are that this movie is more up in the air than it was. It could be very, very bad. It could be very, very good. We will just have to wait and see. Thank you, Nicholas Horton. Cardinal Sin with another $1.99 super chat. Hail, Cardinal Sin. Thank you, sir. And he says, oh no, Doomcock would be Harvey's first casualty. Harvey, would I be your first casualty?
No question about it, man. We had our differences, but we're also good pals.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, we are, dude. And yeah, man, listen, if you went ahead and let me out, I promise you, I will not destroy you. I will not.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Dude, why? Why would I? You're my pal. Hell, we'd probably watch some flicks and kick back on a couch and hang out. And then I'd say, oh, excuse me. And I'd go and destroy Washington. And I'd come back and we'd order out for pizza. I'd go off and bang goes London Boom Paris, to quote Randy Newman.
Wow, you're really getting good at pop culture references, Harvey. You really are.
Well, my eldritch god brain absorbs things much faster than you, apelings.
Apelings, Jesus.
Yeah, so, dude, you would not be my first casualty.
All right, Cardinal Sin, I've looked in his eyes as he said this, and I believe him 100%. Do you think it would play out kind of like Mitch Tebow's wonderful portrait of us together on Harvey Damerung?
Man, I love that picture. I really love that picture. And yes, I think it would be very, very accurate. I'd give you a hug, buddy.
And that sounds like maybe threatening.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, shit. I'm that much closer to pushing the button, Harvey.
Yay, thank you.
You are welcome, my friend. Thank you, Cardinal Sin, for that question and for your concern. But no worries. Harvey has promised I would not indeed be the first casualty. Savage Rush 012 with a $5 super chat. Hail, Savage Rush 012. Excuse me, I burped there in the middle of it.
Well, that's what you get for doing this after lunch.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Savage Rush 012 says, Holly Wolf. Holly Wolf? What is Holly Wolf?
I think maybe he's saying Hollywood has gone to the dogs?
Maybe so. Holly Wolf does not want to try. Trying implies effort or work. They want the easy-to-reach, low-hanging fruit on the tree. Yeah, dude, that's right. Savage Rush 012. We were talking about why Hollywood does so many remakes, and it's because they're risk-averse, because they think that there's a built-in audience for these goddamn movies, these remakes and reboots and reshuffles and reimaginings and revolting. And they feel protected to some extent. They are covering their asses as executives more than anything. I think that's what it is, basically. And yeah, you're right. They just want that low-hanging fruit of the well-worn path. The better worn, the better. That's why we're going to get, eventually 5 remakes of Star Wars. It'll happen. It'll happen. 5 reboots of Star Trek. God knows they've already rebooted Batman to death. It's just pathetic. Savage Rush, 012, thank you for the super chat. And thank all of you guys for your patience as I've been doing all these videos and getting this stuff out. Thank you, my friend. Carl Manvers with a $10 New Zealand super chat. Hail Carl Manvers, Legionnaire and friend. And Carl says, when Peter Lorre went to view Bela Lugosi's body at his funeral, he turned to Vincent Price and said,
"Do you think we should drive a stake through his heart just in case?"
True story. I've heard that, Carl Manvers. Yes, that's a pretty good story. I like that. Gotta stake him from the heart. It's the only way to be really sure, isn't it? Kind of like the old nuke 'em from orbit thing on Aliens. Thank you, Carl Manvers. Crazy Pineapple is here with a $10 super chat. Hail, Crazy Pineapple, and thank you so much for this donation. And Crazy Pineapple says, "My liege, so disappointing to hear about Gojira, King of the Monsters. Ah, the days of rubber monster suits, miniature cities, toy tanks, and Akira Ifukubi's compositions." Yes, Crazy Pineapple, indeed. Yes, those were the days. Those movies are so infinitely more entertaining than these goddamn CGI fests where the CGI is terrible. For God's sakes, man, just show us the movie. Just show us the movie. Show us the monsters rampaging. Show us a monster fest. That is all we ask. If half the movie was just watching the monsters roaming through fields, stepping on cities, it would just be fantastic. I would be in heaven with that music playing and everything. Who needs a fucking plot? But what I do need is to see the monsters clearly, with steady, graceful camera work, backed up far enough to get a sense of their scale, with edits that are long enough for me to gaze lovingly at them for long periods of time. That's all that I fucking ask. Is it so goddamn much? Jesus Christ. Thank you, Crazy Pineapple, for the super chat and for that sentiment. I really appreciate it. Bruce Lombardo with a $5 super chat. Hail, Bruce! And he says, I know you're doing your own stream. Gary sent a link to you. Oops. Well, I got this one too late, Bruce. Usually the super chat square-ups are every bit as timely and fun as the rest of the show. But yeah, as far as like things go, when I'm in the middle of streaming, I don't generally follow Twitter or anything else. I'm just constantly focused on you guys, focusing on doing a good job for all of you and just hanging out with you guys. I'm not aware of any emails or other messages, which would just distract me and break my concentration and ruin me for you guys. So yeah, but thanks for letting me know, Bruce. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry that I missed it. But as we say on Earth, c'est la vie. Thank you, Bruce Lombardo, very much. Just the same for the $5 super chat. Listen, man, every bit helps, means an awful lot to me, and I really, really appreciate you. Basil is here. Basil with a $5 Canadian super chat. Hail, Basil! And Basil says, my liege, this word was in retirement, but for Mary Ashmead, it's getting pulled out of the mothballs. Doom thingy! What? So Mary Ashmead wanted to hear Doom thingy? Is that it, Basil? Well, Basil, I'm all for indulging Mary Ashmead. I think that that's a wonderful thing to do. And so thank you, sir, for demothballing the retired Doom thingy. It's a classic and a much-loved holiday festival staple. So thank you, Basil, for that Doom thingy and for the $5 Canadian super chat. And also another $2 Canadian super chat from Basil. Thank you, sir. He says, DC, Dylan Alvarez asks, who is your favorite waifu on TV? Waifu? Fave waifu? I don't know what a waifu is. W-A-I-F-U? I have no fucking idea. What's a waifu? I'm confused. I don't know. I don't have any favorite waifs on TV because I'm not crazy about kids. So, you know, if you're talking about waifs, I don't know. If you're talking about kaiju on TV, that would be Ultraman. Ultraman. I love Ultraman. Just love, and as far as like what kaiju on Ultraman would be my favorite, God, I love so many of them. In general, Basil, I am interested in my favorite kaiju is actually Mechagodzilla. You know, it's that perfect combination of monsters and mad science. You know, a giant mechanical Godzilla is just a wonderful, wonderful thing to behold. But I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck waifu is. What the fuck is waifu? Damn it. Now I need to know. What the hell is waifu? I'm kind of Googling it just to see what the fuck it is. Waifu is a term for a fictional character, usually in anime or related media, that someone has great and sometimes romantic affection for. Well, okay, a waifu. What would I have great, sometimes romantic affection for? Well, a platonic affection for it would probably be probably Overlord. Probably Overlord because he reminds me of me. So it's a narcissistic kind of thing. Now, for anime or related media, well, I'm just going to go animated, okay? Animated. And for anime, I would say that the kind of really big boobed handmaiden to Overlord in the anime, who just like worships the ground he walks on and everything as her bosom heaves with great passion. Yeah, she's great. And in terms of general just animation, it's not anime, but still, season 1 Dr. Girlfriend is just does it for me. I don't know why. It's just the way she's drawn. I don't know what it is. Even though the way she talks is abominable and it makes me suspect something about her origins. Nevertheless, her look does something to me. And in terms of CGI, I would say Jessica Rabbit. Jessica Rabbit for sure. You had plenty money. Yeah. All right. Well, I've learned a new term, waifu. I did not know what the fuck a waifu was. I didn't think I was getting to it. But now you learn something every day. Getting stronger every day, as Chicago says. Thank you, Basil, and thank you, Dylan Alvarez. Red Monarch with a $2 super chat says, "My lord, Basil." Thank you, Red Monarch. Yeah, I wish I had some of what Red Monarch has. I really do. It would make me so happy. I think I'd be a very, very happy man if I just had a fraction of what? What Red Monarch is smoking, consuming, or otherwise imbibing. It sounds like it's a lot of fun to be Red Monarch. Thank you, Red Monarch. Bionic Belly Button with a $5 super chat. Hail, Bionic Belly Button. With a question for me. She's one of my Legionnaires and one of my favorite people. And Bionic Belly Button, who is as wise as she is beauteous, asking for a friend. Does Doomcock use his many voices during sexy time? What a wonderful way to spend Friday night. Keep up the great work. Well, Bionic Belly Button, that's a good question. Do I? Well, I haven't really in the past, but if your friend that you're asking for would find that attractive, then I certainly would deploy that in an effort to seduce said friend, especially if she looked like you.
Hey, that's kind of toxic.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But Bionic is as cute as a button, a belly button. Down, down, down. When a woman asks if you use your many voices during sexy time, you're supposed to do something about it. It doesn't matter if your rejoinder is toxic and wrong in every possible way. She's a beautiful woman making an inquiry, and you're supposed to do something about it. If you don't, it's bad news. Bad news for belly buttons everywhere. That'll go unpushed and unappreciated. Thank you, Bionic Belly Button. I hope that you found that answer satisfactory. Yes, of course, sir, of course. Let's move on. This is getting very, very embarrassing, sir. Oh, it's very, very terrible.
I found it very offensive and disturbing, and I held Lady Bird's ears during this entire incident.
All right. Well, thank you, Hank. Thank you, Lieutenant Columbo. Thank you, Humphrey Bogart. We will move on. That sounds good. Basil is here again with a $5 Canadian super chat. Hail, Basil! And Basil says, Red Monarch? No way. Basil can never replace Doom Thingy. Basil is Juggernaut, but the Thingy of Destruction is an Ultranaut, like Ultraman. Ultraman! See, now that's weird. Isn't that funny? Isn't that damn funny? That I just now went ahead and referenced Ultraman. It was on a different screen. What I do is there's so many of these super chats, I capture them in a screen grab. And then I have for this one, I have, I don't know, there's 10 screen grabs. We're going to be here a while. And anyway, so I went to the next one, and then lo and behold on the next one, Ultraman. That's so weird. That's the way the universe works, kids. That's why it's proof that indeed we are basically one unitary, non-dual consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. Thank you, Basil and Red Monarch, for being here and for your patience in me getting to the super chats. Thylando Calrissian with two $10 super chats. Thank you, Thylando Calrissian, for both of those. And Thylando Calrissian says, on one of them, he says nothing. He's simply given me a lovely tip, and I very much appreciate it. Thylando Calrissian, very much. Every bit helps, and this was a very generous super chat. And then again, with another $10 super chat, this time he says, now that D&D are going to curb stomp Star Wars, make a fan film with your idea for a backstory where Han abuses and enslaves Chewie. Better to commit seppuku than to die a slow, painful death. Well, I cannot argue with that logic, Thylando Calrissian. Yeah, I might be able to go ahead and do something like that. Han abuses and enslaves Chewie, huh? Jesus. Well, you know, maybe not that particularly, but maybe something more along the lines of, Rey gets stabbed through the head with Kylo Ren's lightsaber, and Kylo Ren trips and falls on his own hilt, impaling himself in the gut, committing seppuku with his own blade accidentally, which would be kind of funny. And then his guts spill out and he says, I don't know, something like Burma shave.
Burma shave? What the fuck?
Yeah. It's an old gag. I used to read Burma shave and stuff like that in Mad Comics way back when.
You mean like what Mad Magazine came from?
Yeah, the comics that Harvey Kurtzman published. Those were some of the funniest things ever made. Well, I'll think about that, Thylando Calrissian. I will definitely give that some consideration. Thank you, my friend, for that. Brother Malachi with 2 super chats in a row. Thank you, Brother Malachi, very much. And again, sir, thank you so much for your patience. One of them is $20. Thank you, Brother Malachi. And he says, don't take this the wrong way. You know, I think highly of both of you and the ambassador, but you can both take a long walk off a short pier. Gojira's greatest antagonist. It's a shame Hollywood can't get it right. Yeah, look, I have nothing against King Ghidra. I love King Ghidra. I think it was it was a good effect. We just couldn't see the fucking thing. Look, the effects in the movie were fine. If only they had just shot it differently, showed us the goddamn monsters, showed us the combat from a distance so we could appreciate it, and in takes that are longer than 1 or 1.5 seconds. I mean, spoiler alert. I don't think it's a spoiler at this point. In the moment where Godzilla ripped one of King Ghidorah's heads off, I could hardly tell what the fuck had happened. It looked at some point like, is that head detached in his mouth? I couldn't tell. It was literally that fucked up, dude. So, yeah, long walk off a short pier. Well, dude, all I can tell you is I thought that it needed to be shot a lot better, and I do like King Ghidorah. I do. I've got a number of King Ghidorah toys. I can see one right now on the shelf, and I know exactly where there's another one in the other room. So, yeah, I love King Ghidorah. I didn't mean to imply otherwise, Brother Malachi, and I do apologize for that. Brother Malachi again with another $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, does Harvey ever play poker or canasta with the other famous kaiju? King Kong, Godzilla, Gamera, etc. Or only the Lovecraftian elder gods?
Well, that's a good question, Brother Malachi. First of all, I've never played with any kaiju. I don't think they're real, dude. I don't think they're. I think they're just in the movies, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are, Harvey.
Yeah. So what are you saying? I'm fictional, dude? Are you trying to say I'm fictional, motherfucker? Now, as far as the Lovecraftian elder gods go, we don't really get together much. We're kind of like great white sharks. Great white sharks, they're not very social. They don't travel in pods or anything like dolphins or orcas. We kind of go our own way. We stick out our own territory, and we don't really get together for holidays or any shit like that. But yeah, man, I tell you, I don't know how to play canasta. I've watched how to play the poker, and yeah, Doomcock, you like playing poker?
Yeah, I really do. I like playing poker a lot.
You ought to have like poker nights.
Well, yeah, but I don't know how. Look, the thing is, these fucking programs, all these apps are crooked as hell, dude. I can't find a goddamn poker app to save my life that doesn't do like just really shady, freakish bullshit, Like, you just get sabotaged. You just get sabotaged. I mean, it just doesn't happen in real life, where, you've got 4 queens and then somebody comes up with 4 aces. That's movie shit. I mean, that happened once in a blue moon. When you start getting like shit like that, where you pretty much got the stone cold nuts, and then the opponent comes up with the one card that, it's just fucking suspicious. But yeah, if there was actually like a virtual poker game that didn't actually do anything but shuffle the fucking cards, or you could, if it was really honest and randomly generated, you could game with friends. I think that'd be fun. Shit, I'd be doing that all the time. I wonder if there's anything out there. If anyone knows about that, let me know. Captain Spire with a $5 super chat. Hail, Captain Spire. He says, Lord Doomcock, if you could have a one-on-one conversation with any supervillain, who would it be? Who would you two consider? What would you two consider? Well, that's very interesting. As far as I know, I'm the only real supervillain. But if I was going to do a conversation with a fictional supervillain, I think I would do it with Victor Von Doom, the classic Marvel supervillain by Lee and Kirby. I think that he is the greatest fictional supervillain of all time, the closest in spirit to a real world supervillain. I would like to talk to him about why he wishes to rule, why he considers himself entitled to that. Just comparing notes, I guess. It would be a very interesting conversation. He's a fascinating and deep individual. Of course, I would take precautions to make sure that he didn't try to take over my YouTube channel and bump me off. So, yeah, I guess we would also consider, compare notes on what we would do if we did control the world. I think I know that he would basically cease to be expansionist unless some aliens came to Earth or something. He probably, look at Latveria, right? It's a prosperous, beautiful place. He'd probably turn the world into a version of Latveria, and you could do a lot worse. Thank you, Captain Spire. That's a very good question. Very interesting. Dire Wolf TV with a $5 super chat. Hail Dire Wolf. And he says, Hail Doomcock. 2 things. 1, shamelessly asking for a plug. I make reaction vids. 2, who wins in a fight, Dexter or Jon Snow? Well, first of all, Dire Wolf TV, I am putting out that plug for you right now. It is on the Superchat Square-Up, but we do get a lot of views on that, so hopefully it will bring you some traffic. And who wins in a fight, Dexter or Jon Snow? It depends. If you square up Dexter and Jon Snow like in an arena, Jon Snow wins. If Jon Snow is not aware that there is a fight on hand, then Dexter would win, coming up behind him, slashing his throat or something along those lines. Dexter is pretty sneaky. So it really depends on the venue and if it's an announced fight or not. Thank you, Direwolf TV. Brother Malachi with a $5 super chat. Hail again, Brother Malachi. And he says, do you think Secret Hideout engaged in any money laundering in Star Trek Discovery? The large budget didn't show in the quality of the program. Well, I don't think it would be considered money laundering, Brother Malachi. And I have no real information on that subject, to be honest. Obviously I wasn't there. But you're right. It is awfully suspicious. Like, where the hell is all that money? It sure as hell isn't on the screen. I mean, some of the effects and some of the sequences were just laughable. Just laughably bad. I suspect that instead of money laundering, if anything, Secret Hideout was basically overpaying itself for its services, overpaying Kurtzman, overpaying, contracting services in-house at exorbitant fees, and then maybe they subcontract it out again. So basically leeching like that off of profits. I have no idea. This is entirely speculative. But if it was something along those lines, I guess if they were padding their wallets, it would be something along those lines. That's all I'm saying. I think that's an interesting question, but like I said, I wasn't there. If I was, I would have been screaming to high heaven about the quality. Thank you, Brother Malachi. Sean with a $5 super chat. Hail, Sean. And Sean says, hi, Lord. May I ask, what is your professional background? Are you Austin-based? I'm in process of moving there. Well, Sean, I'm a supervillain. I, live at the center of the earth. I have an opening that leads up to Austin, Texas. As far as my professional background, I mean, I am just a supervillain. However, I have taught myself video editing, audio, filmmaking, effects. I have always been an artist, so I always draw my own set designs, etc., and so on, storyboards and so on like that. But I am a full-time supervillain. That is what I do. That is who I am. And therefore, any other answer is impossible to that question. But congratulations on moving to Austin. I will tell you a few things about Austin. Austin sucks. Unfortunately, Austin sucks. And I don't mean that to be mean. Austin used to be a fabulous, fabulous fucking place. And unfortunately now, it has become incredibly overcrowded. It has become gentrified. It used to be a very kind of funky place, a weird place. There's t-shirts here that still have the antiquated slogan, keep Austin weird. Austin is not really all that weird anymore, except in certain little pockets of it. It has got some of the worst traffic in Texas now because all the tech firms and everything have flocked to this goddamn place. And the roads are overrun with goddamn cars and traffic, and it just sucks. So, yeah, there you go. It's good luck. Get a telecommuting job if you can. If you can at all, get a telecommuting job because you will be driven insane by the goddamn traffic. Also, the heat in the summer really, really sucks. So, yeah. Get a good car with really good air conditioning and a good sound system because you're going to spend most of your life in that car commuting from A to B. I'm only slightly exaggerating. It is absolutely maddening. Thank you, Sean. Sorry, I wish I had better news for you. J.E. is here with two $1 super chats. Thank you, J.E., very, very much. As I've said many times before, every single bit helps, and I am deeply, deeply appreciative of all of your super chats, my friends. Everything helps a lot to keep the lights on here at the center of the earth. Much appreciated, J.E., for both of those $1 super chats. Luke Keating with a $10 super chat. Hail, Luke! And Luke Keating asks, is there a Mrs. Doomcock? Well, only when I get Harvey to dress up. Oh, please, Harvey, it can't possibly matter to you. Put on the wig, will you? Now, just put on the dress.
Fuck you. That never happens.
Yeah, oh yeah, it does.
No, it does not. You're so full of shit.
I know, it was just a joke.
Well, where would I even get the wardrobe, dude?
I know, man. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Well, it wasn't funny.
I thought it was kind of funny. Doing a little vertigo. Oh, please now, Harvey. It's funny because, Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, I know. He was in the fucking movie Harvey with the goddamn invisible rabbit. I'm not invisible. I'm not a fucking rabbit, dude.
But see, he's in Vertigo, and Vertigo is about,
Yes, I know, dude.
Well, for the audience, in case you haven't seen Vertigo, he's a detective, and he's supposed to protect this woman, and the woman commits suicide because she's troubled. She was haunted by delusions of being the reincarnation of this woman from her past Hitchcock movie. Anyway, so he becomes obsessed with her, and then he sees out in public one day a woman who is the spitting image of this woman, Kim Novak. And so, he starts kind of pursuing her and in a weirdly perverse way that I find very appealing for the time. I mean, it's very unusual. Jimmy Stewart starts trying to mold her into this other woman. Oh, please. And every time he'd say, put on this dress, would you? And she's like, I don't want to. Oh, it can't possibly matter to you. Just go ahead and put it on. Yeah. What the I don't even know what the fucking question was.
Is there a Mrs. Doomcock?
Only when you dress up.
And see, you're doing it again.
Sorry, Harvey. All right. No. I am alone here at the center of the earth. Steve Woods with a $5 super chat. Hail, Steve! And Steve says, Disney may also boycott Georgia for their stance, which means they are fully political and woke. Oh well, no more Disney for me. That's a tough stance, Steve Woods, and an admirable one, since Disney controls 40% of media. Means you're going to be effectively boycotting a whole lot of stuff, including in Star Wars and the Marvel Universe and everything. But they're all going to hell anyway, so why not? Why not at this point? I'm very pessimistic about the whole goddamn thing. So, I guess we will see, Steve Woods. But that is truly a commendable stand to take, and I am very, very proud of you, sir, for taking it. Thank you, Steve. Basil with another $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Basil. And he says, my liege, is Harvey from the realm of species 8472?
No, I'm not. I mean, there's infinite numbers of dimensions, dude. The odds of me being from one that is numbered H472, shit. You can't even count as high as the dimension I'm from, man.
Does it have a number?
No. But if it did, it would be, quadrillion 50 bazillion tons times 10 to the 50/100th power.
That's a big number.
And that's a big Twinkie.
Yeah, that's a big Twinkie. Thank you, Harvey. I'm gonna take a drink of water here. All righty. Thank you, Basil, for that question. But the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is no. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead with a $10 super chat. Hail, Sir Ruin. And he says, hope you enjoyed my rewrite of Game of Thrones. By the way, I would love to drink with you and Amelia Clark at the same time. Amelia is one of the few people I feel bad for when it comes to season 8 of Game of Thrones. Yeah, I do too. I feel bad for her too. I really do. I really do. And it's heartbreaking. It's disturbing. I know that she took it very hard when she read what she read in that final script of hers. She went out for a walk, walked around for 3 hours, just stunned and miserable that they'd done this to her character out of the blue. It's ridiculous. Complete violation of everything she stood for. And it just really ruined it for her. So my heart went out to Emilia Clarke, and I would love to have a drink with you and Emilia. Plus, she's hot. She is hot. She's super hot. Thank you, Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. Brother Malachi with a $5 super chat. Hail, Brother Malachi. And Brother Malachi says, podcast with John Tonette over China's attempted buyout of Hollywood. I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to do that. I don't think John would, though. But I've been trying to get a hold of him. I've been a little worried. Given with I just heard some information about there's been riots in Hong Kong and trouble up there, and I just hope that he's clear of it. I hope he's doing well and he's okay. I actually dropped him a line the other day, but I haven't heard back, so I'm a little concerned. I hope he's doing okay. He may just be very busy. He's a very busy man, but I will keep reaching out to him and see if he wants to. I'd love to. I'd love to do a show with John. I think it would be a fascinating experience. I really do. Thank you, Brother Malachi. Emery Kalame with a $5 super chat. Hail, Emery! And he says, just want to say Godspeed to Leon Redbone, who passed away yesterday. An amazing musician. R.I.P. indeed. Life is a bittersweet waltz. Oh, shit. I did not know that Leon Redbone had passed. This is absolutely the first I've heard of this. Shit. Well, I did not know that. I'm going to Google that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my God, he died. Wow. Well, this is bad. I mean, this really sucks. I've always loved Leon Redbone. And I've seen him a couple times in my life. Yeah, this is a kind of a blow. Shit. He really did some amazing things. And, yeah. Shit. Well, I don't want to drag this down. I think I'll just pause for a minute, and then we'll get back to it, and I will hopefully return in better spirits. So hold on just a sec. All right. So I've taken a long pause here, and yeah, it hits me hard. This is a hard one. So I went ahead and I poured myself a little bit of my favorite whiskey, the Yamazaki, courtesy of my friend John Tonette. And I have gone ahead and decided that I'm going to go ahead and sing a song for Leon in Leon's inimitable style, but I will do my best to imitate it. And yes, this will be for Leon. So I've poured this drink and I'm going to raise my glass to Leon Redbone. I saw you twice, sir, and each time I managed to make you laugh. Each time I saw Leon Redbone, I was able to make him laugh. And it was a great honor to be able to do so. The first time I saw him, I was in high school, I think. He was touring. And at the end of a song, I yelled at him, "Leon, you're so cool!" And he said, "Don't be absurd." And I laughed. And then at the recent concert, he came to Austin, and I thank God I got to see him. It was magic. And he was playing like he was senile. And he was going, what does anybody want to hear? And people would yell at things. He says, "I don't know that one. Do you know that one?" And he'd turn to his pianist. And at one point I yelled, what would you all like to hear? And I yelled, "Big Chief Buffalo Nickel." And he went, Oh, it's making me sad. Yeah. Shit. All right. Well, anyway, here's to Leon Redbone. He was one of my favorites. And some of my Yamazaki, my favorite whiskey. Here is to Leon Redbone. God bless you, sir. All right. Now I'm going to take another pause so I can get ready and blow my nose and sing something for Leon. All right. At the concert that I saw him recently in Austin, he sang a song called "Shine on Harvest Moon." And it was a magical moment. It was just him on his guitar. And he sang it very, very softly, which is a very rare thing these days. And I mean, you could have heard a pin drop when he sang that. Everyone was straining to hear, and it was just so soft and sweet. So I can't do it that well, but I will do this, or try to do it, as a tribute to Leon, and then we will put this aside and move on and get back to the fun. But this is the first time I've ever actually sang it all the way through with the verse that he did. So I will do the best I can. The night was mighty dark, so you could hardly see, for the moon refused to shine. Couple sitting underneath the willow tree, for love they pined. Little May was kind of afraid of darkness, so she says, "I guess I'll go." Boy began to sigh, looked up to the sky, and told the moon his little tale of woe. Oh, shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no
since January, February, June, or July. It's no time, ain't no time to stay outdoors and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon for me and my gal. Well, the night was mighty dark, so you could hardly see, for the moon refused to shine. Couple sitting underneath the willow tree, for love they pined. Little May was kind of afraid of darkness, so she says, I guess I'll go. Boy began to sigh, looked up to the sky, and told the moon his little tale of woe. So shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no love since January, February, June, or July. It's no time, ain't no time to stay outdoors and spoon. So shine on, harvest moon for me and my gal.
You will always shine on, Leon. Leon Redbone, rest in peace. Cheers. And now we'll pause for a brief commercial. Alrighty then. Well, we are back after a brief commercial pause in which I don't think I inserted any commercials. I don't know. YouTube is doing that randomly. But, yeah. You know, that last bit, I have a lot of pauses and I'm struggling a bit. And, you know, I could go back and I could edit that out and fix it. And I know I sang a little flat at times because I was struggling. But, you know, I always say to you guys that I give you the truth. And I guess that includes, from time to time, the truth about how I feel about certain things, even when I get emotional about them. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it in. I could sing it better if I wasn't all choked up, but what are you going to do? Anyway, there you go. You never know what'll happen on one of these live streams, and there you go. Thank you, Emery Kalame, for breaking that to me. I didn't know. Rackus Wolfstar is here with a $10 super chat. Hail, Rackus Wolfstar. And Rackus Wolfstar says, legend has it, one drop of Doomcock sweat turns soy lattes into protein shakes. Hail, Doomcock. That's an interesting legend. I've thought about bottling my sweat and trying it. You know, like if you get dragged by your maiden auntie or, you know, your sisters or your girlfriend to one of these salad places that serves soy lattes and such. And, you get one and you're trying to be agreeable and act all, sensitive and shit to your girl. Well, you could just say, oh, what's that over there? And when she looks over there and says, what? Then you could put some drops of Doomcock sweat into your soy latte and turn it into a goddamn manly protein shake with chunks of beef floating in it like a goddamn vegetable soup of stew. Goddamn stew. I don't know what they call it. I'm not a chef. Anyway, Rackus Wolfstar. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Professor McCoy's Pop Culture Reviews with a $5 super chat. Hail, Professor McCoy. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. And also thank you, Rackus Wolfstar, as well, for that super chat. And the professor says, what is the natural enemy of the Harvey? The red button of awesomeness, of course.
No, the red button of awesomeness is my friend. My natural enemy? I'm not saying shit.
You don't want people to know your weaknesses.
Yeah, who the hell would? That's a dumb thing to do.
Well, you're right. You're right, Harvey. I wouldn't ask that of you. I don't want to know. If I let you out, I don't want that information out in the public either.
Well, it only makes sense.
I agree with you. Thank you, Professor McCoy, very much. Michael McGraw with a $2 super chat. Hail, Michael McGraw. And he says, for Harvey's Cookie Fund, and be sure to pet him.
Yeah, why don't you pet me, Doomcock? Why don't you pet me like I'm your fucking giant invisible pet rabbit, eh?
Oh, wow, Harvey. You really hate that.
I really do. I hate that shit.
Well, but you like cookies.
Yes, I do.
So thank you, Michael McGraw. Yes, I will get him some cookies and toss them in there. And we will make it a treat for him on his birthday. Although we don't technically know when it is, because I don't think there was technically a time when he was born.
And there is no time, dude. It's an illusion.
All right, well, it's an illusion then. Fair enough. Let's see. What do we got here? Trying to check the levels on this recording. Test. All right. Well, it seems like it's holding. I don't know. All right. Let us go on. Thank you, sir. Professor Michael McGraw. Thank you for the cookie fund. Stephen Klimecki with a $5 super chat. Hail, Stephen. A fellow aficionado of poetry is Stephen. And he says, just wanted to say thanks for your response and recitation from the great poem. Was going to type in the whole ending, but was limited to 175 characters. Absolutely, Stephen Klimecki. I understand totally, and I really appreciate your super chats, and I appreciate someone who appreciates, in turn, T.S. Eliot, and particularly the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock, because I find it absolutely... for me, it's the best poem ever written. It speaks to me. It always has, even when I was young and, just in college. It's probably the reason I never really seriously attempted anything like poetry. It's because I feel like that poem says everything I would want to say. So, and better than I could say it. So there you go. Thank you, Stephen. Ben Davis with a $5 super chat. Hail, Ben! And he says, a bit for the Bullet Bourbon Fund. Always well worth listening. Suggest a small doggy door opening for Harvey to briefly tentacle whip D&D or RJ. D&D, of course, being Benioff and Weiss. That is their nickname. And RJ, of course, there is only one RJ now. Ruin fucking Johnson. Ruin F. Johnson, as he should be known. From now on, let's make sure that we go ahead and refer to him as Ruin F. Johnson. I think that's only appropriate, don't you? Thank you, Ben Davis. Stephen Klimecki. Stephen Klimecki with a $10 super chat. Again, thank you, Stephen. And he says, feel exactly the same way you described about Earth Final Conflict. Loved it during the first and second seasons, then it went south when Talons turned into these Atavus creatures and that whole change to the story. Yeah, I don't remember the specifics. I think I let it go out of my awareness. But yeah, I remember there was a shift, and at that point, it just lost all appeal to me, and I kind of blew it off. Yeah. So in this, we are of one accord. Stephen Klimecki, we are of one accord. Listen, Stephen, thank you so much for your patience, for waiting for these super chats to get read. And thank you for the $10 super chat. It was very, very generous of you. And I hope that you're enjoying this stream. I really do. Tito Jorge with a $2 super chat. Hail, Tito Jorge. And he says, when you get flack, think of it as special love. I will strive for that, Tito Jorge. Yes. I usually call it guff. Instead of flack, it's guff. And I don't mind getting guff because I love giving guff. Guff is big in my family, and I've always had a special warm place for it in my heart. A big lover of guff. Thank you, Tito, for the $2 super chat and for reclassifying the flack that I am given as special love. Much appreciated. Basil is here with a $5 Canadian super chat again. Basil, thank you. Always getting cheered up now. Getting cheered up after Leon Redbone's bad news. Thank you guys for cheering me up. And he says, Earth Final Conflict had seasons 2, 3, 4, and 5. I thought those were called Mars Final Conflict because I'll be damned if I consider that garbage canon. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a very valid point, Basil. I just stopped watching it. You know, I thought it was great. I thought it was really cool, and then it went down the toilet. As so many shows do. It's a wonder that we even keep watching, isn't it? But I guess hope springs eternal. And this brings us to the end of the May 31st Super Chats. Yay! But this is a mega edition of the Super Chat Square-Up. Mega Edition 1, actually, is what I'm calling it. I started out calling it 11, but I think because it's so long, I'm going to call this Mega Edition 1. And we're going on. We're going on to the Inquisition, which was on a Sunday night. I believe it was on June 3rd. And we are going to go ahead and we're going to get into those Super Chats here and now. Michael Maloney is here for the first of the Inquisition Super Chats from June 3rd, and he says, with a $10 Super Chat, thank you, Michael Maloney, very, very much. He says, just what is driving Disney to remake all the classic tunes, live action? Greed. Greed. They are basically trying to cannibalize their own past in order to make an extra buck. You know, they figure that they've already milked it with DVD sales and they can't go ahead and theatrically re-release these movies as they used to. And so they have gone ahead and decided, in their infinite wisdom, let's go ahead and cannibalize the whole fucking thing. We'll just go ahead and make a goddamn new live action movie. And I bet you, they used to have a strategy where they would go ahead and re-release Disney movies every 7 years, figuring that a new crop of kids would go to them. I think it was a sound business decision. I liked it a lot. I think it's a good idea. I wish they were still doing that, frankly. But no, what they are doing now, because they went ahead with DVD and VHS sales and everything else under the sun, they are now figuring, I wouldn't be surprised if their strategy now is every 10 years to remake these movies. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Because they don't want to take a chance on anything new or interesting or creative. They just want to keep crapping out the same shit. And as long as people are dumb enough to go and dumb enough to keep biting on it, yeah, they will keep doing it. They will keep doing it. We've got to break the cycle of abuse for them by not allowing them to get away with it. That would be my goddamn solution. Thank you, Michael Maloney, sir. Always great to see you here. Cardinal Sin with a $9.99 Super Chat. Hail, Cardinal Sin. And he says, Doomcock, your Game of Thrones ending would be perfect with one addition. Drogon unleashes Dragonfire on Jon Snow. He walks out right to Dany, grabs her by the throat, lifts her up, and throws her off King's Landing. Well, Cardinal Sin. It sounds to me like you were not a fan of Daenerys. You weren't really into her, were you? Well, shit. That's pretty funny. I like that, Cardinal Sin. I'll go ahead and, I'll do another version. Of course, Arthur G., a YouTuber and a follower of mine on Twitter, asked permission to translate my Game of Thrones ending into French. And I gave him permission, and he's got it on his channel, and he'll have to edit it as well. But by God, a thing of beauty is a joy forever, and I kind of like that. It's kind of funny. Just picks her right, just tosses her over. I love it. Thank you, Cardinal Sin. Abby Olace is here. Hail, Abby Olace with a $20 Super Chat. My dear, you are too kind. Thank you so much. In addition to brightening up our world with your lovely red hair, you also bestow upon me such a generous Super Chat, and for that, I am forever grateful. And Abby says, who is one of my newest Legionnaires, by the way, Abby says, my Lord Gary, I must leave you. Had a blast with you all tonight. Looking forward to more of the Inquisition. My love to you and kisses for Harvey. Hey, Harvey, guess what? She gave you kisses.
Well, yeah, I never get them somehow. I never get them, dude.
Oh, are you saying that I hug Abby Olace's kisses all to myself?
Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck I'm saying, asshole.
Well, do you know what a kiss is?
Well, I seen him.
Well, do you think I can materially, give them to you?
I don't know, man. I think Hershey sells them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So you don't want me to get the wampum from the kisses that I would then turn around and sell? Huh?
You got me, Harv. You got me. Thank you, Abby Olace, and I'm glad that you had a wonderful time, and I hope that you will have a wonderful time listening to this live stream, even though I got choked up during it. But you never know what'll happen on these things, and we tell the truth, even when it puts us in a bad light. Thank you, Abby Olace. Michael Maloney again with a $10 super chat here. Thank you, Michael Maloney, very, very much. And he says, quality Star Wars ended with the Toon series Rebels. I never watched Rebels. You know, I didn't really like the trailer that I saw. That droid that was kind of mouthy and everything just didn't strike me as true. So it's interesting to know that it turned out better than what I thought. You know, I mean, they were like literally rotoscoping scenes from the original movie, you know, some of the action scenes and stuff, the spaceship stuff. And it just rubbed me the wrong way. But Michael, I respect you. I respect your views. You're always here. You're a true fan. So hell, you know what? When I want to get a Star Wars fix, I will give it a try. Why not? What the hell? You know, if you like it, there's got to be something good about it, dude. Thank you for the heads up. I will investigate it, sir. Rhino 4563 with a $5 super chat. Hail Rhino 4563, and thank you, sir. And he says, good evening, gentlemen. Did you see Christian Harloff's meltdown about not being invited to Galaxy's Edge? Harloff is from Collider Jedi Council. Yes, I did. What a wuss. What a wuss. Going, oh, I'm not going to cover it anymore because I didn't get any presents. Fuck. Look. Doomcock doesn't get any goddamn presents from these fuckers. He doesn't get any presents. The only present he gets is contempt, fear, and loathing. They're never, ever going to pay me for endorsing anything. That's why my goddamn reviews are pure and uncontaminated by base greed for base coin or base compensation from Disney or anybody else. That's why you can trust me, Rhino 4563. But yes, I thought that was hilarious. Him pitching a hissy fit at not being justly compensated for his shillery. Golly, what's a shill to do? The shill business is really, really down right now, isn't it? It's just down. What a goddamn shame, isn't it? I'm just heartbroken. Thank you, Rhino 4563. Jason Green is here with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Jason, very, very much, sir. And Jason, who leaves some wonderful comments in my videos, by the way, Jason, don't think I didn't notice. And thank you for your support on my Patreon as well, sir. Jason says, Gary is the intelligent clone that escaped Vault 108. Gary! Well, sadly, sir, Gary is not here to respond. But I'm sure that he would look shifty-eyed and then puff on his vaping thing. He does that sometimes during live streams. I see him. So, I think he would say, no comment. Though not in that funny voice. Remember, I was doing, what's his name? Not buckwheat, but alfalfa on that buckwheat shot stuff on SNL, which was some of the funniest things they ever did. And when they asked about alfalfa, have you seen the footage of buckwheat being shot? What is your reaction? Well, I'm upset and I'm miserable and I'm sad. No comment. Anyway, that was a long explanation for nothing. But, you know, our mind wanders sometimes. Thank you, Jason Green. Peter Ford with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Peter. Peter says nothing. He simply has donated this to the cause to keep the lights on around here, to keep me in beer and pizza. And I thank you, Peter Ford, very, very much for that, sir. A very, very generous thing that you have done. Bruce Lombardo with a $4.99 super chat. Hail, Bruce! And Bruce says, hail the chat. Hail Master DVD and hail Gary. I had a good Table 2 game tonight, and I can't wait to hear all of this mañana. Well, Bruce, you get to hear it again after you've already heard it, because now you will have this Superchat Square-Up MegaEdition 1. You are going to have a hell of a show. This is a good one. This is actually one of my better ones, even though I got, let's say, allergic to the news about Leon Redbone. Thank you, Bruce Lombardo, very much, sir. You are always a welcome presence here. Manic Boy Productions with a $2 Canadian Super Chat. And he says, guys, which cut is your favorite Blade Runner? Discuss. Well, Gary is not here to discuss, but I tell you, I will give my definitive and authoritative answer. And if he had argued with it, it would have been insane and crazy. So he'd be a fool to do that. The best version of Blade Runner is the original version with the narration. Now, it is not perfect. I would definitely want to combine that version with the final cut that Ridley Scott did, perfecting his vision. I love the narration. I think it's wonderful. I think it's super cool. It's very old style detective-y, and I have a huge, huge love of old style detective stuff. And I think it adds in color and detail to the world. So I'm all for it, dude. I'm all for it. But that said, I would definitely leave off the narration during Rutger Hauer, after Rutger Hauer's death scene. I would just let that music play and the zen of the falling rain, that long pause, just sitting there together as he died. I don't think the narration adds anything to that. In fact, I think it detracts. And that is the only instance where I would have cut the narration. So, yeah. And then I'd put in some of the stuff that he added later on, you know, the women in the hockey masks in the bowl, you know, things like that. Little touches, cleaning up the shooting of Zora, all that kind of stuff. I think it made it a lot better on the whole. Thank you, sir, for that super chat and that question. And I'm sure Gary would agree with me, of course. How could you disagree with that assessment? I have no idea. Marcus Jose with a $5 super chat. Hail, Marcus. And Marcus, who is one of my Legionnaires, thank you, my friend, says, oh, and if Gary is still on by the time this chat comes up, I would like to formally invite you onto the Common Man cast. I'm sure the gang would approve. I'm sure you already have, and he's already accepted, except that he and I can't do it on Sundays because we have the Inquisition. So we will have to, I mean, I was offered July 7th, I think, and that's a Sunday. I can't do it. But I guess we'll have to work out a different day of the week or something, or a different time or something like that. But I would be happy to do it, Marcus. We just have to find a time that will work. That's all. And congratulations, by the way, on the Common Man cast. I think that is a super cool idea. And I'm happy to come on as long as we do not discuss politics. Not interested in discussing politics. Thank you, sir. Tim Riggs with a $5 super chat. Hail, Tim. And Tim says, thanks for turning me on to The Expanse. Just finished season 3 and I am strongly considering picking up the books now. You know what, dude? I got the first book and I'm reading it just to get a fuller feel for the universe. But the books are going to vary somewhat from what is on the screen. So I would kind of recommend that you wait until the series is done or goes as far as it can before you then go ahead and read through the books. Because, I don't want to spoil anything. And it really, I think it's going to be a very different experience, all told, when it all is said and done. And I think it'll be kind of a consolation for the series ending once it inevitably does. Hopefully, once it has gone through all of the books and it's a complete saga. That would be fantastic. Thank you, Tim. Kilroy was here with a $2 super chat. Hail, Kilroy. And he says, one last thing. I'd like to again plug the Common Man cast. Of course, Kilroy was here. All of you, a lot of my Legionnaires have banded together and are doing something called the Common Man cast. And I invite you all to check it out and listen. I think these are remarkable individuals, and I have to assume that the podcast is going to be equally as remarkable. Thank you, Kilroy was here. Larry is here with a $2 super chat. And Larry says, Mary, 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 we love Mary, with a heart. Well, I can't disagree with that, Larry. Larry, Mary. Love both of you 2 times. Thank you, Larry, and thank you, Mary. Thank you both. In fact, you are both awesome. Jeff McKelvey agrees with your assessment, Larry. Jeff, the 3D trekker himself, responsible for giving me the Rocinante, the Orville, and the C-57D space cruiser from Forbidden Planet, as well as an awesome Doomcock keychain, actually, and a $5 super chat. All of these, 5 from Jeff McKelvey, says, I have to say that I think you guys have the best mods in the business, and thank you for bringing us such great content. Love all you guys. Love you too, Jeff. Sir, you are awesome. You are really talented, and from the bottom of my heart, dude, thank you so much for all you've done for me. And for Gary, I'm sure if he was here, he would say that as well. Cleve Bourbon is here with a $5 super chat. Hail, Cleve. Thank you, sir, for that. And he says, almost 100 of my books sold on Amazon today. If I hit 100, I will write an anti-woke book trilogy on any fantasy sci-fi topic you guys want. I went ahead and read this. I know I did this one because it's very familiar to me. Yeah, I know I did. I can't remember what I said, but I've already answered this one, so I'm going to move on. But thank you, Cleve Bourbon, for that super chat again. Tito Jorge with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Tito. Again. And he says, watch Swamp Thing episode 1 today. Can't wait for episode 2. Yeah, I heard it was good, and I heard it's already been canceled, which is a real drag. A real damn drag. That sucks so bad. I just don't understand it. That really blows. Well, Tito, thank you so much for invoking that and rubbing some salt in that wound. Yeah, it sucks that it's been canceled. We need more great TV shows, and when they come along and then they get canceled, it sucks bad. Thank you, Tito Jorge, for that super chat and the Swamp Thing reference. Mike Brown with a $5 super chat. Hail, Mike. Thank you, sir, for that super chat. And he says, yes, am here and at Neurotic Book 4 on its way. Overlord DVD or copies of the Atlantis Chronicles on the way soon. Thank you, Mike Brown. Yes, I've heard that these are excellent books, and I am very much looking forward to checking them out. Mike Brown, thank you so very much. In fact, I think I have a package waiting for me at the post office. It may be your books. I will let you know if they are, sir. I want to thank you very much for sending me those Atlantis books. It's a very fascinating topic, and one that I think we will return to perennially on the Exozone. Thank you, Mike Brown. Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $5 super chat. Hail to the Psycho Dwarf 9, my legionnaire and friend. And he says, 800 plus listening, less than 100 likes. YouTube is gaming the numbers. Yeah, I've noticed that YouTube does some funny things with numbers, dude. I have noticed this before. Like, for instance, I will have a video that's cranking along, just chugging along at super speed. 8,000, 9,000, 10 or 11,000, and suddenly it will just stop dead. Funny thing that, as if it's just coordinated, like everyone in the world just decides like that to go ahead and stop watching. Mighty suspicious that. Yeah, well, thank you, Psychodorf 9, for, calling our attention to that. I'm suspicious. I will just leave it at that. I am suspicious that the numbers are not quite what they seem. Nicholas Horton with a £5 super chat. Hail, Nicholas! And he says, new Terminator Dark Fate info. Skynet's been replaced with something called Legion. John Connor is apparently dead and been replaced with that new girl.
Well, isn't that special? Isn't that just special? Well, I wonder who could be the screenwriter that could have written that? Who would have killed Legion or Skynet and replaced it with Legion and killed John Connor and replaced it with a girl? I don't know. Could it be Satan?
Yeah, I think it's Satan. Satan is the writer of Terminator Dark Fate. obviously. Also, the casting director. Well, Satan's multi-talented. What are you going to say? Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this shit at all. I really, the more I think about it, the worse it gets. And my knives are sharp for this one, kids. When it comes out, rest assured, I will be reviewing this. Pains me to do so. Nevertheless, I shall be reviewing it, Nicholas Horton, because this cannot stand. Just getting rid of John Connor and replacing him with a new girl who's now the new indispensable savior of humanity. Used to be that if John Connor died, humanity was doomed. Well, John Connor died, but wait!
No, there is another.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Nicholas Horton. Yeah, I'll be watching this situation carefully. What a crock of shit. Thank you, sir. Rambling Canuck. I'm a rambling Canuck with a $5 Canadian super chat. Well, that makes sense. He's a Canuck. It's Canadian money. It just falls into place. I love it when a plan comes together. Rambling Canuck says, Hail Gary and Overlord DVD. Always enjoy both of you and hope you don't mind, but uploaded a few videos very new to this. Would love your input on them. Well, Rambling Canuck, I am going to take a little note here. And I will make a note to go ahead and check on your videos. All right. Got it? Rambling Canuck. I better write it in block. Okay. All right. When this is done, I will do my very best to go and check it out and see your work, sir. Welcome to YouTube. Happy to go ahead and support you guys that have supported us. So thank you, Rambling Canuck. I will be in touch. J.E. with a $2 super chat again. Nothing said. Just a little tip in my upturned helmet laying on the street. Thank you so much, J.E. As I say before, I'll say it again endlessly. Every little bit helps, I swear to God. It is very important to keeping us going. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you all for all of your contributions today. And in the past as well. Chris Stanley with a $2 super chat says, for B. Arthur. LOL. Yeah. Earlier we were talking about the Star Wars holiday special and how that is so much more Star Wars than Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And talking about, how much we'd rather see B. Arthur reprising her role in the Star Wars holiday special than anyone really in the new sequel trilogy, especially Rey or Finn or Hux or Poe or whatever the fuck. They all have one-syllable names too, right? Rey, Finn, Hux, Poe. Huh. Like, people are going to be too simple-minded to remember more than one syllable. Oh, that's the Disney way. Thank you, Chris Stanley. Cardinal Sin with a $4.99 super chat. Hail, Cardinal Sin. Again, sir, thank you. And he says, honestly, I don't know what I would do without the two of you. You get me through the day, make me laugh, and I'm not in unbearable pain when I'm laughing. Well, Cardinal Sin, I'm so sorry that you are in pain, but I tell you, with this super long Mega Edition 1 of the Superchat Square-Up, hopefully this will keep you relatively pain-free for an extended period, sir. Listen, man, thank you so much. I've already thanked you earlier. I won't go on and on about it, but God bless you. I'm very happy to be able to be a palliative for your pain. Hail, Cardinal Sin, and I hope that you recover soon. Mary Ashmead with a $2 super chat. Hail, Mary! And she says, best chat ever. Backed me up a while ago. Thank you, Mary, very, very much. Yes. She's like Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary Ashmead. If you say it 3 times in the mirror, she will appear in the chat. Mary Ashmead, Mary Ashmead, Mary Ashmead. Zing! And suddenly, world-class modding. What a deal. Thank you, Mary Ashmead. Mr. Twisted72 with a $1.99 super chat. Hail, Mr. Twisted72. Thank you, sir. And he says, Overlord DVD, you didn't enjoy the twin twist? If you mean on Twin Peaks The Return, no, I fucking well did not enjoy the twin twist. I hated the goddamn twin twist. It was ridiculous, and fucking Dougie taxed my patience beyond bearing. Beyond bearing every fucking week. Every fucking week. You show up hoping for a glimpse of Agent Dale Cooper after all these years, and we only get him in the final part of the last goddamn episode. Fuck you, Lynch. Fuck you. I never believed that I would be saying fuck you, David Lynch, but damn it, fuck you, you asshole. Thank you for rubbing salt in that wound, Mr. Twisted 72. God damn it. Oh, man, that is one of the goddamn most infuriating things I've ever seen. Thank you, sir, very much for the super chat. Captain Spire with a $10 super chat. Hail, Captain. And he says, Lord Doomcock, Gary, the day approaches. Sam Jones, Steve Bloom, or Steve Whitmire autograph. Gary, how's the coffee? Read the script? Doomcock, verifying you'd hold a shield on your left arm. Yes? Yes, I would. Yes, Captain Spire, I absolutely would hold a shield on my left arm so that my right arm could strike true. Hail to thee, Captain Spire. And, yeah, you know, if I was going to get an autograph, I guess I'd want Sam Jones. Flash! Ah! He'll slay every one of us.
He'll slay every one of us?
Yes, I changed it.
Oh, okay, fuck it. Back to you, Chet.
All right, thank you, Harvey. Thank you very much. Mr. Twisted 72 with another $2 super chat. Hail, sir. Thank you very much for the super chat. And he says, disappointed Opie blames fans for Solo failure. Yeah, well, I guess it is the fans' fault for having taste and knowing what real Star Wars is as opposed to this recycled horse shit that they're trying to shovel into our goddamn troughs. But, yeah. I'll take the blame for, giving a shit about real Star Wars and not taking this guff, this fucking guff. Guff, I tell you. Sometimes guff is bad. Sometimes guff is bad, kids. What can I say? But yeah, Solo was just a misconceived mess from the start. It's garbage. It was worthless, and I despised it. So yeah, I'm glad that it stank. I'm glad that it sank, and I hope that we will never see its like again. Plus, Erwin Orville Bacher sucked. Thank you, Mr. Twisted 72. 80s totally awesome. Hail, my friend, with a $5 super chat. My friend, you are too kind, and I cannot wait for you to get your channel going. And 80s totally awesome says, DC, love you, have me on Exozone, I'm good. I hate Game of Thrones, and Godzilla is better a guy in a suit. Disney deaths equal Soylent Green, Star Wars drink. Soylent Green is made out of broken dreams. It's made out of broken dreams. 80's totally awesome, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, dude, I'm absolutely open to having you come on the Exozone. Just shoot me a line. I'm trying to remember what your area of paranormal expertise was. But I'm hoping that you'll listen to this, and if you do, shoot me and Gary a email or DM us or something. We are discussing the scheduling and fate of the Exozone even as I speak. So, we're getting back into the swing of that, and you should definitely contact me and let me know what you are into. I'm sure you told me before, but I have too much information in my head to keep track, so refresh my memory. And we'll see what we can do. Thank you, 80's totally awesome. John Tonette with a $100 Hong Kong super chat. Hail, John Tonette, and thank you, sir. John, I've dropped you a message on Patreon, and I hope that you will reply. I've been a little concerned about you since I just recently heard about some unrest in Hong Kong. We don't get very good news in this country of ours, certainly not about foreign affairs. So, I was delayed in finding out, but I am concerned. So please drop me a line when you get a chance just to let me know that you're okay. And John says, I'm starting to believe the sale may have had poison pill clauses, where George may get a share of profit for the use of specific characters. What they are and have been doing is inane from a business perspective. It really is. When they are going ahead and denying fans the opportunity to wander around in a Star Wars theme park amid settings that actually mean something to them, around characters that actually have relevance in their lives, instead of, kind of crafting together this bullshit Batu thing that nobody's ever heard of and nobody gives a goddamn about. It's obscene. It's absolutely insane, John. It's nuts, and I think you must be right. There must be where George Lucas gets some kind of profit share for the use of Luke, Han, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, and so on. But you know what, Disney? You know what? It might be worth just giving George his fair slice of the pie, because to have profits, you can't share them without having them. You know what I mean? It's better to have some profits and have to share them than to keep all of the no profits for yourself. Doesn't take a prophet to prophesy that. Thank you, John Tennant, my brother, and I hope that you are okay. North American Hammer with a $2 super chat. Hail! And he says, at least the new Dark Crystal looks respectful. Aye, North American Hammer, excuse me. I think it does. I think it looks fine. I've got no problem with the Dark Crystal. I think it's a pretty damn cool little series that they've got going. It certainly looks good. Looks respectful. I think it's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to watching it. I'll give it a try for sure. So fingers crossed that they will not pervert the canon of this one. Not that I am that steeped in the canon. So I would have to take the assessment of Dark Crystal fanatics over my own. I just don't have that discriminating an eye for this sort of thing. But I watched it. I liked it, and to me at least, it looks pretty damn good at this point. Thank you, North American Hammer. 80s Totally Awesome, again with a $5 super chat. 80s Totally Awesome, sir, you are too kind. Whenever I see you in the chat, I read you out. I hope you know that, my friend. And he says, we'll have my own myths, my own kingdom, my own queen. I am not a number, I am a free man. Also watch Blake 7 and Blake's Legend, PMDC, please. Or maybe you mean DM. Yeah, I need to touch base with you anyway, 80s Totally Awesome, so I will. And I just now, I bought a region-free DVD player, and I bought the entire Blake 7 series. After I saw Avon died, I decided it was time. So 80s Totally Awesome, I will be watching all of Blake 7 and Blake's Legend as well. Thank you for reminding me about it, and thank you for suggesting it, dude. And thank you for not being a number, but a free man. Catherine Greer with a $5 super chat. Hail, Catherine! And Catherine says, any thoughts on the threats Disney and others have made to stop filming Working in Georgia because of the abortion bill? No, I honestly haven't heard anything about it. I don't, I just haven't followed that. It hasn't been on my radar. You know what? I don't know if I believe them or not. In the past, I would have said, oh, this is empty posturing and bullshit, and they have absolutely no intention on withdrawing from shooting in Georgia. It's just not going to happen because, they're all about money in Hollywood, and they're not going to sacrifice money for principle. But no, I don't know. With all this SJW nonsense, they might actually do it. I just honestly don't know. I think that's fascinating. Catherine Greer, I wish I had a better answer for you. I just plain don't know. But it is if I had to take a stab in the dark, I say that they will stop shooting in Georgia for 9 months to a year and then quietly resume once they've made their point. Because after all, they still are money-grubbing bastards. Thank you, Catherine Greer. That's my best guess. Rackus Wolfstar with a $5 super chat. Hail, Rackus Wolfstar. And he says, I'd like an Inquisition review or fan rewrites of ruined IPs. Oh, my God. Well, I mean, that's all we do. I mean, Star Trek Discovery, Star Wars, Gary has done extensive work on Doctor Who. I mean, that's pretty much all we do, dude. I think that's going to be ongoing, my friend. But I see what you're saying. You would like the Inquisition to do it. The Inquisition. I tell you what, maybe next time be a little more specific about what you'd like to hear, and we'll definitely consider it. Yeah. Oh, we could talk about that shit all day, dude. There's so much to talk about. It's heartbreaking. Thank you, Rackus Wolfstar. Disabled Llama with a $5 Australian super chat. Thank you, sir. And he says, Macca's in Oz has public touch screens for ordering. One of my coworkers refuses to use them, but staff are trained to encourage customers to use them. Yes, by Macca's, he means McDonald's. I was reading that McDonald's has got, basically touchscreen ordering screens now. And that test showed that they were pretty much covered in shit. So that's what happens when you have hundreds of people a day touching stuff. If you touch something that hundreds of people a day are touching, you would be well advised to disinfect your hands. Wash them, splash them with, Purell or whatever, soak them in alcohol, steam clean them, whatever you got to do, because they're going to be filthy. I'm a germaphobe, so I don't like that sort of thing. Just letting you know, I'm not perfect. I have certain amount of neuroses that are persistent. Thank you, my friend, for that. Cardinal Sin with $1.99. Hail again, sir. And he says, The Whisperer in Darkness, please. Earlier, they were talking about me narrating some H.P. Lovecraft stories, and I agreed that it would be a very cool thing to do. I'm actually thinking about doing an audiobook or two and just seeing if they sell. If people would come to them and enjoy them. I think that would be an interesting experiment. So I may do like a volume of Poe and a volume of Lovecraft and some classic horror like that are in the public domain, obviously. Nobody's going to allow me to read current works, sad as that is. It would be fun. It would be fun to have me tackle the Zahn trilogy, but of course, they'd make me pay them the rights to do it. They're not going to hire me. So say la vie on that. Thank you, Cardinalson. I will keep that in mind. Mr. Twisted 72 with a $2 super chat. Hail again, sir. Thank you so much for your generosity. You are a true Dumentite. And Mr. Twisted 72 says, seen the Reddit Terminator DF plot leak? No, I have not. I have not seen that as of yet, Mr. Twisted 72. But I had to Google it. I mean, I would like to be kind of up on, have a heads up on terrible things that are coming so that I can, take aspirin and reinforce my helmet, keep my head from exploding off of my body. Some of these things are so goddamn horrible. But no, I have not. I guess I ought to actually look them up. I understand, unless it's beyond what I already know, which is that basically John Connor is dead. Legion has replaced Skynet. And, there's a new girl in town who is the new John Connor. Joan Connor. Jesus Christ. But I'll check into it, Mr. Twisted 72. Thank you. Chris Potts with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Chris, very much. And he says, the Deadwood movie is painful. I was hoping for an ending to the show, but got none. Just a slice of crappy life POS story, leaving me with nothing. HBO. Well, that is interesting, Chris. Just yesterday, I saw that it had appeared, and I was thinking, well, I guess I will jump in and check it out, because I definitely loved Deadwood, but yeah, well, that is giving me pause. So, Chris Potts, dude, I am so sorry, first of all, that you were disappointed. Second of all, I really appreciate the heads up And the warning, listen, I have too little time in my life to waste watching crap. So you saying that makes me think, holy shit, I need to steer clear of this. And finally, the third thank you is for the super chat and for listening. Thank you, Chris Potts, very, very, very much. Jeff McKelvey, my Legionnaire, the 3D Trekker himself, with another $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. And he says, listening to Art Bell Archives on YouTube. Some sketchy people on his radio show, but such fascinating stuff. He seems legitimate as far as I can tell. Art Bell was absolutely legitimate, dude. He was the grandfather of all paranormal radio shows, sir. He was the pioneer that saw the quickening coming from far, far away. And we are all indebted to Art Bell, who kept us company in our dark nights and inspired Gary and me to start doing the Exozone. So God bless Art, wherever you are, sir, in your ham radio in the sky. I hope that you are tuning in and listening and smiling every time that I invoke the Antichrist line. West of the Rockies, you are live on Coast to Coast AM. And thank you, Jeff McKelvey. Mr. Twisted72 with a $2 super chat. Again, thank you, sir. And he says, Tarna. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, dude. I Tarna.
Like tarnish?
Yeah, I guess. Tarna. Sounds like Tranya.
That Balak served on the Viserys.
Yes. Well, Tarna to you. Again, Mr. Twisted72. Tarna to you. Happy Tarna, everybody. Shit, I don't know what it is. I'm sorry I let you down, man. But happy Tarna, nonetheless. Bruce Lombardo with a $4.99 super chat. Hail, Bruce! And Bruce says, is there something wrong with watching Stan Lee tributes and listening to you two talk about great fandoms? Hell no. Hell no, my friend. Watch away. Nothing wrong with watching a Stan Lee tribute. Stan Lee is fantastic. I love Stan Lee. He taught me, he really, he wasn't single-handedly responsible, but he contributed enormously to my advanced and accelerated vocabulary and my facility with multisyllabic expressions. He was just an incredible writer, just sneaking in book learning into our funny books that made us all better people and more enlightened citizens. God bless you, Stanley, and God bless you, Bruce Lombardo, for listening to us while you're watching Stanley tributes. What better use of time could there be? Thank you, Bruce. Always good to see you, my friend. Captain Mary Sue, SJW, with a 99-cent super chat. Thank you, Captain Mary Sue, SJW. Yeah, Captain Mary Sue. It's pretty much Brie Larson, isn't it? Are you Brie? Did Brie Larson just give me 99 cents? Well, thank you, Captain Mary Sue, SJW. Who says nothing, just put a little tip in the jar, and I very much appreciate it. Zvi Lebetkin with a $24.99 super chat. Thank you, Zvi. Wow, what a great name. And what a generous super chat as well. Thank you, Zvi Lebetkin. And Zvi says, hey there, loving the Inquisition and that I can catch it live. So glad you got my comic I sent you, Gary. Still want to talk, maybe on your drive home? Promise it's a chat you'll want to have. My phone number sent via Patreon. Well, thank you, Zvi Lebetkin. However, since you didn't wish to speak to me, I will move on. Humph. Brad Man with a $2 super chat. Hail, Brad. And he says, have we forgotten the struggles of robosexuals? Robosexuals. Like, I guess so. I guess so. You know, good old Lando. He was not, he was in the closet as a robosexual in the 80s. In Empire and in Return of the Jedi, we didn't realize that he had a thing for robots. Me and Mrs. Blown Gasket, we got a thing going on. Yeah, me and Mrs. Blown Gasket. Yeah, she's going to blow my gasket. She's going to blow it wide. This is Venus Fly Calrissian coming to you on WKEM Empire Radio. Yeah, robosexuals. I'm trying to forget the goddamn plight of robosexuals, dude. I'm doing my very, very best to try. Thank you, my friend. Nicholas Horton with a £2 super chat. Thank you, sir. And he says, Starfire on Titans is not my Starfire. Nicholas Horton, Starfire on Titans isn't anybody's Starfire. She ain't Starfire. I don't know what she is. I mean, she's not a horrible character, not a horrible actress. I think she's rather attractive, frankly, but it ain't Starfire. And, well, shit. Now, who is the character that they're playing on Titans, you know? Robin sure as hell isn't Robin, or Nightwing isn't Nightwing, whatever you want to call it. They're really very disrespectful to canon, and they're just not clicking. They're just not clicking. So I can't disagree with the word you're saying, Nicholas Horton. Can't disagree with you at all. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that these damn companies will not go ahead and give us the stuff we actually want. It is so heartbreaking. Thank you, Nicholas. El Bersidente, my legionnaire and ally. Hail, my friend, and thank you for the €10 super chat. You are very, very kind, sir. And he says, howdily doodly, neighborinos and eldritchos. Howdily doodly, neighborinos and eldritchos. I think that's how it's. I think that's
about right.
Well, hell, howdy doody, El Presidente. It's El Presidente time. It's El Presidente time. Da 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 da. Like howdy doody time. El Presidente, you are always a welcome sight. I always feel safer with you somehow, even though you are a bear armed with some kind of automatic rifle, probably an AK-47. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but somehow I feel safer. Am I insane? Am I deranged? I suspect maybe so. Thank you, El Berzadente, for the super chat and for the howdily doodly. Everyone. Wow, this is a super chat, a $10 super chat from everyone. Hail everyone. AKA Legion, I guess. And he says, I've been watching Ancient Architects and Uncharted X again. I haven't seen an Overlord or Nerdrotic vid in forever, despite being subbed. A friend shares Overlord's Disney Galaxy's Edge vid. Now I'm listening to you discuss the YD Impact. Yeah, I guess the YD Impact would be the big impact that basically created the Sahara Desert, I guess is what you were referring to, everyone. This was the last chat of this particular stream. And I think at that point we had wandered into a bit of Exozone territory, which I think is super cool. Thank you, my friend, for that super chat. And that concludes our super chats for the Inquisition. And now we are moving on to my final live stream, going into our third hour on this mega super edition of the Superchat Square-Up. Extra Super Mega Edition 1000. We're starting out with Kato Roan with a €5 super chat. Kato, good to see you again, my friend. It's been too long. And Kato Roan says they forget that people like Rose have gone to conventions for 30 years and it all ended in a throwaway scene and joke. Disgusting disrespect. I agree with you entirely, my friend. This is, of course, regarding the Admiral Akbar debacle and how basically they concluded his career with a death off screen and a joke gag on camera saying, "It's a wrap." Had him in tears for 30 minutes. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, these people are scum, Kato. They really do not care a damn thing about us. They don't have any respect for the legacy, for the history. I mean, if I got to go on a Star Wars set and Admiral Akbar was there, I would be in awe. I would be absolutely blown away, thrilled to death to see him. Not so Ruin Johnson or his crew of cronies, scumbags. Thank you, Cato Roan, for that. DJM Voices with a $10 super chat. Hail DJM Voices. Thank you, sir. And he says, if anyone is still on the fence about boycotting, this Akbar thing is all you need. Why should you care about seeing their crap when they don't even care enough to humor an old man? I couldn't agree more, sir. Could not agree more. I think that they are a very disrespectful bunch of assholes. And as I always say, DJM Voices, as you are reminding us with this very generous super chat, by the way, thank you, sir, for that. DJM Voices, I always say, without respect, we reject. And that is not merely for corporations or big companies. It's for anyone in your life that rejects you, that does not respect you, reject them back. The Lord says, turn the other cheek. But in this pop culture war, we've turned it and turned it and turned it and gotten slapped every fucking time. And I'm sick of it. So no more. No more. Without respect, we reject. And that applies to everyone. Everyone. Do not tolerate people treating you with disrespect. You're better than that, and you deserve it. Thank you, my friend, for that super chat. Michael Domer with a $5 super chat. Hail, Michael. And he says, no one banned. That's how it should be. Everyone should be free to say their piece, no matter what that piece is. Amen, Michael. Absolutely, I would not ban anyone other than for blatantly illegal speech. Things inciting violence or riots, deliberately calling for criminal acts. Other than that, I think that all rhetorical devices are valid. All points of view should be considered as valid, because when you invalidate one, all are at risk. And I think that has been basically where we have been teetering on the edge of for this whole kind of Vox adpocalypse bullshit. So I'm hoping that they will walk it back. I'm hoping now that they will walk it back. Fingers crossed on that. Michael Domer, thank you so much for the super chat. Eric Hawk with a $2 super chat. He's one of my Legionnaires and has been a longtime viewer and a longtime supporter and a friend. Eric Hawk, thank you for the $2 super chat. You don't say anything, but nothing more needs to be said, really. Thank you so much for that. Dean Heiss, again, welcome to Patreon. Thank you for sponsoring me. He says he will follow me to the ends. He says, we'll support you to the ends of the earth, my liege. And I thank you, Dean Heiss. I believe I read your super chat before, but I just wanted to thank you again, just in case you were listening, dude. And welcome to Xanadu. Seriously. Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Psycho Dwarf 9. He says, don't make me burrow down to hug you. Well, I tell you, sir, you hug my eyes every day with your fabulous paintings that you sent me. They are a source of cheer and friendship to me, and I value them very much. So you don't have to come all the way down here. You're already down here in spirit, Psycho Dwarf 9. And as always, I appreciate you and your paintings and, of course, this super chat. Thank you, brother. The Opinionated One with a $5 super chat. Hail, Opinionated One. And he says, 2A advocates need to remember that we wouldn't even have 2A without 1A. Also, freedom of press applies to all, not just the established media. Hashtag end censorship. Yes. Yes. Freedom of the press also applies to YouTubers. Now, we are, of course, on a private platform. They own the platform, so I understand that they have a certain amount of power over the speech here. It is their playground, but there is a greater value and a greater importance attached to supporting freedom of speech than exerting ownership over the people on your platform. I really would love to see YouTube just open up a little bit more and be more inclusive rather than more exclusive. You know, including more rather than excluding people. That is that is something that's very important, and it means a lot to me. Thank you, the opinionated one, Basil, with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Basil. And he says, the opinionated one, it's actually the reverse. Your First Amendment exists because of your Second Amendment. Well, there you go. I think that there's a certain amount of validity to that as well. Listen, I think all of the amendments are important, and they all interlock. I mean, that is ideally how the government should function, and traditionally that is how it has functioned. Only in recent times, well, that's not true. I mean, there's always been threats. There's always been threats to free speech. I mean, look at McCarthyism in the 50s, commie chasing, witch hunting in the government. So, I mean, it's always been a situation where citizens need to be informed and need to stay vigilant. And I fear that our citizenry today is doing neither of those things. And thus, that is why we are at such risk at this point. Thank you, Basil, for making that point and for the super chat. Naru Takikun. Hail Naru Takikun with a $4.99 super chat. Naru Takikun says, 20 years ago, Silicon Valley promised they'd make government censorship impossible. Now they're just making government censorship unnecessary. Ouch. A stinging comment, and a very, very perceptive comment, I might add, from my good friend and supporter and Xanadu Mir, Naru Takikun. And Naru Takikun, excuse me, I stumbled. Naru Takikun, I would like to say thank you so much for sending me those DVDs. Naru Takikun sent me a DVD of Royal Space Force, The Wings of Hanamis, which is a fantastic anime that I've heard of but never seen before. So good choice there, my friend. And I'm really looking forward to this. People are saying on the cover, it says, one of the most ambitious of all anime productions, a visually sensational 2-hour extravaganza. I cannot wait. But even more than that, included in this latest embarrassment of riches is a copy of Star Trek, the Imperial Edition. And this DVD is on PAL format. So it will only play on Region 2 DVD players. But fortunately, almost like reading your mind, I went ahead and got, just recently, a region-free player. So I can now watch this, and I can watch the Blake 7 DVD collection that I purchased. So I'm set, man. Any region, any kind of DVD that I want, I can watch. But thank you for this. This looks fantastic. Basically, Star Trek versus Babylon 5. It'll be great to see. And finally, Naru Takikun sent me a copy of Alexander the Great, the legendary pilot from, I believe, 1964, starring William Shatner and Adam West. William Shatner, of course, played Alexander. What the hell else is he going to play? I saw this years ago on a bootleg video, and I am really looking forward to watching this DVD. Naru Takikun, thank you so much. Domo arigato, my friend. What is the Matrix with a $5 super chat? Hail, sir. And he says, what is the Matrix? Hail, Doomcock. I, too, often feel like we are on a disturbing episode of The Twilight Zone. I am glad you are in this episode. I am glad to be here alongside you, my friend. It is Misery Loves Company, and we will go through this together. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're going to go through it together. You can mark that down. Mark that in your tablets. Hear me now, believe me later. Doomcock is here for the long haul, and I will not abandon you in your times of need. Thank you. What is the Matrix? Kevin Galt with a $20 Canadian super chat. Hail, Kevin Galt. Thank you, sir, very much. And he says, stay strong, man. I am, brother. I am. I am absolutely hanging in, staying strong. I am not going to stop. until they, even then, even if they shut me down, I will find other outlets, other ways to go. In fact, I am speaking with one of my Legionnaires now about a plan to ensure that I cannot be shut up. And I think that that is exciting. Thank you, Kevin Galt, sir, for that very, very generous $20 super chat. And again, I want to say thank you to all of you for your patience and for, waiting as I kind of drag this out a little bit. I was not able to get to it in time. The live streams came fast and furious on top of each other. I'm still not used to the regularity of the Inquisition, and it fell on my week. So all of a sudden I had 3 live streams with 3 different groups of super chats to square up. So it's been a handful, but I'm getting through them. Thank you, Kevin Galt, sir. Snarvel33 with a $1.99 super chat. Hail Snarvel33. And he says, Hail Doomcock, finally able to catch a live stream. Snarvel33. I didn't hear any complaints about it, so hopefully you had a good time and it was worth the wait, man. I'm glad that you made it, and welcome. Absolutely welcome, sir, to the Doomcock live stream. Abby Olace is here with a $20 super chat. Hail, Abby, and thank you, my dear, for being here and for this very generous super chat. And she says, I must take my leave of you, my lord. Bonne nuit, mon amour. Je vais vous manquer. Good night, Harvey.
Good night, Abby Olace. I wonder what the hell she said.
She said something about a good night, my love. Je vais vous manquer. I think that probably means you are my master, or I will serve you on my hands and knees, or
some other toxic male delusion of grandeur.
Yes. Thank you, Happy Olace. There's Harvey puncturing my happy, fun delusions of grandeur. Oh, well, it's a living.
It's a living.
The ghost of a flea. I didn't know fleas gave up ghosts. The ghost of a flea with a $2 super chat. Hail, Ghost. And Ghost of a Flea says, God bless you, Doomcock. Keep the truth flowing. I will do my level best, Ghost of a Flea. You have my absolute word on that. As long as you guys keep listening, I will keep talking. And I want to thank you, sir, for the super chat and for being here. Basil is here with a $2 Canadian super chat. Hail, Basil. And he says, my liege, that's why I recommended Doom Thingy. Because Doomcock may have been torpedoing my search results and my algorithm, etc., and so on. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Well, hell, I may do another channel called Doom Thingy. Who knows? Who knows, Basil? I've been thinking about having to start up a 3rd channel. 3 channels for the Spanish Inquisition. One to put Exozone on. I'm a little nervous about their attitude towards paranormal stuff. So yeah, I don't know, but, Doom Thingy, who knows, Basil? Doom Thingy may well live again. Thank you, sir, for the $2 super chat. And thank you, sir, for being a loyal Xanadumir and, Legionnaire and friend. You rock, my friend. You really do. Tickleson with a £2 super chat. Hail, Tickleson. And Tickleson says, shout out to that hot porno music beatboxing.
Oh, walk it down, Tito, walk it down, Tito, walk it down.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, Tickleson. I'm glad that the porno music beatboxing section of that evening's entertainment tickled your fancy, Tickleson. Thank you for the £2 super chat. I am glad that you enjoyed it. 6 toinen for Boinen. Rolling down the river. With a $5 super chat. Thank you, 6 toinen for Boinen. And he says, those wrecking pop culture got participation trophies for last place and weren't graded in red ink in school since that might cause mental trauma. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How many of a frail snowflake has looked at a red grade on their paper and seen blood and been triggered and going,
red rum, red rum, red rum. A B-?
Yes, a B-. Oh, heaven forbid. Heaven forbid that little Timmy, who is known to be a genius by his mother, should ever get a low grade as a B-. But parents bitch about shit like that. I've heard about it. I don't know for sure. I mean, I don't know. But I've heard things. I've heard from teachers and stuff like that. People that do this, talking about the horrible parents and the ridiculous grading and the kowtowing to the students that have to take place. I think it's time to return to the days of the dunce cap and the switch. I think you get a better grade as citizen that way, goddammit. But I am a toxic male, what can I say? Thank you, 6 turning 4 burning. Captain Spire with a $10 super chat again, sir. Thank you, oh Captain, my Captain. And Captain Spire says, thank you, Doomcock. I toiled over your baby, it's cold outside. Explanation, and held it against you till last week. The ability of a man to seduce a woman never excludes the job of also being a man. Well, thank you, Captain Spire, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. The ability of a man to seduce a woman never excludes the job of also being a man. I would agree with that. I don't know. Every once in a while, I get a little mystified. I mean, we talk a lot. These are long shows. I'm not entirely sure what you are referencing, Captain Spire. I apologize. But yeah, I agree. Maza Monty is here with a 10-pound super chat. Thank you very much, Maza Monty. That's very generous of you. And Maza Monty says Dr. J. Peterson called it and is maligned for it. We have teachers and the media pushing this poop. Imagine having to fight for free speech. Society is bored and will amuse itself to death. A war is due. Well, let us hope it does not come to something like that, Mazamonti. All we want is just some goddamn free speech. Is that so much to ask? I don't think it is. I think it really is the basis for civilization. If we can't have free speech, we don't have freedom of anything. We have no kind of freedom. Freedom of speech is the most fundamental damn freedom that there is. All the other freedoms stem from it and support it, are linked inextricably to it. That is why, when dictators take over, the first thing they do is seize control of the media and shut down radio stations and TV stations so that communication becomes harder. It's not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. It's just the way of the world. We need free speech. And every time somebody tries to shut you up, you've got to push back against that. And that is one of the most egregious slights of political correctness. It makes you self-censor, makes you very wary of saying certain things, even when those things are jokes or harmless fun. They really are the anti-fun equation that Darkseid was going to get to after he found his anti-life equation. Thank you, Mazamonti, very, very much. J.E. with a $2 super chat. Hail, J.E. Thank you, sir. Again, and he says, sponsored by Brondo, because Brondo has electrolytes. Brondo. Well, we were talking about Marlon Brando before. I think he's talking about Brando. And my Brando sucks, I know that. But it was just taking a little stab at it. Sponsored by Brondo, because Brondo has electrolytes. Yes, indeed. Brondo has electrolytes. Like water has electrolytes or something of the kind. Thank you, JG. Captain Bad. Captain Bad? I don't think you're so bad. With a $5 super chat. Thank you, Captain. And Captain Bad says, have a bottom shelf dram on me and keep sticking it to Disney Corps and their ilk. Captain Bad, I will take you up on that. I will absolutely do that. I'll go out there and I will drink your drink on you. Thank you, Captain Bad. And I will even toast you with it as I down the bottom shelf dram. Thank you, brother. And you may rely on me. I'm going to keep speaking the truth. I'm going to keep speaking out. And I'm going to keep making entertaining videos for as long as I humanly can do it. Thank you, brother. And thank you for your support here and for your encouragement. Fluffy Hugs with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Fluffy Hugs. And he says, remember, no youngling at Galaxy's Edge. That is the just damnedest thing. I don't know what the fuck is the problem. Why they are hell-bent on this youngling shit. Banning the term youngling. Why? It may harken back to John Tinette's point that they may have some kind of poison pill in the contract where George Lucas gets kickback of certain phrases, and maybe younglings was one of the phrases. So they want to go ahead and cut that out so that George won't get some money out of their measly, grubby paws. I think that actually makes a little bit of sense. Fluffy Hugs is the only thing that makes any sense to me about that. I think it's insane. Thank you, Fluffy Hugs. Gigi is here with a $1 super chat. Gigi is saying nothing. Thank you, sir, for the silent tip. It is very, very much appreciated. I will put it towards paying our enormous electric bill down here at the center of the earth. Thank you, Gigi, very much. Narutaki-kun with a $4.99 super chat. Hail, Narutaki-kun. And Narutaki-kun says, Dark Phoenix, in case you don't already know that Sophie Turner supports abortions. Well, certainly she supported the abortion that was season 8 of Game of Thrones. Boy, talk about an abortion. That thing was a late-term abortion. Late term abortion. And it killed off Game of Thrones. I think the whole franchise is dead. I can't see anyone watching any more of that shit. Can you? Really? I just can't see it, dude. I think, yeah. So yeah, I think D&D also support that kind of literary abortion, and yeah, it ain't coming back again no more. That's for sure. Thank you, Narutaki-kun. Again, yeah, Sophie Turner. She's just she's a piece of work, isn't she? Peter Ford with a $3.99 super chat. Hail, Peter Ford, sir. And he says, we need a YouTube alternative. Competition works. Absolutely it works, Peter Ford. It really, I mean, we need it. I despise monopolies. Not because I'm anti-capitalist, but because I'm pro-capitalist. And I tell you, monopolies are bad for capitalism. They are bad for the public good. They reduce competition. They go ahead and make it possible to do cheap quality products. Cheaply done, quickly done, that do not last. Basically, when you have a monopoly, the public is at your mercy. It is not merely your competition you have squelched, but you have also squashed the free marketplace, the marketplace of ideas. The marketplace thrives in competition and dies in monopoly. So, Peter Ford, I absolutely support getting back to enforcing antitrust legislation and stop this. Stop Disney consolidating every goddamn thing under the sun in their tent. Jesus Christ. What a dark day for entertainment. Thank you, Peter Ford, very, very much, sir. You are absolutely correct. There was the bell of correctness. Sonic Moon 1 with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Sonic Moon 1. And he says, can I push the button now? No, Sonic, no.
Yes, Sonic, yes.
No, Sonic.
Yes, no. Yes?
No, Sonic Moon 1. Look, we got things to live for. We've got things to still anticipate. You know, all is not lost. Just stay thy hand, sir. The best is yet to come. I think that we are winning this thing. It's just getting very ugly, but I think ultimately we're going to win because quality prevails. Quality prevails. And I think the marketplace still works. And I think that the marketplace is the great lie detector. You know, they can only go so far and so long before these shenanigans catch up to them. That's my feeling. Thank you, Sonic Moon 1. Jan Erik Edvardsson with a 50 Norwegian kroners, I believe it is. Probably Norwegian kroners. Thank you, Jan Erik Edvardsson, for this generous super chat. And Jan says, have you heard about the T6 plot leak? Another franchise down the drain. It's so disturbing and depressing reading through it. I need a bro hug. Jan, here is your bro hug. I am reaching out to you, sir. I am giving you a bro hug. I think I may have actually even read this super chat before. So they get scrambled up sometimes. Jan Erik Edvardsen, I am so sorry. Yeah, I think T6 almost has no hope for it whatsoever. Tim Miller being the director of Deadpool and, Cameron having his track record, you would think that, it would be better, that it would have some hope, but I really hold out very little hope for it at this point. The only question is, how bad is it going to suck? But bro, here's your hug. Bless you, my friend. Thank you for being here. And anytime you need a bro hug, brother, just let me know. Doomcock is here for you, sir. Cold Fusion Waffles with a $10 super chat. Hail Cold Fusion Waffles! And Doomcock, quote, I don't recall that the day Doomcock graced your life and pointed out the hypocrisy and poor writing of STD was the most important day of your life, but for me, it was a Tuesday. Well, it could be the most important day of your life and a Tuesday, but c'est la vie, what can I say? Yeah, I am glad that there are those who feel that the day they found me was a manna from heaven kind of moment, and others who listened to me, and for them it was just a normal Tuesday. Either one is okay. I prefer the former, but I certainly don't reject the latter, and I am grateful for both. Cold Fusion Waffles, very grateful for both. So thank you for that very generous $10 super chat. And it's always great to see you around here. Always great to see you in the live streams and everywhere else, brother. You are one of the good guys. And it's much appreciated. Also, I really like your avatar. I've never told you that. Have I told you lately I like your avatar? But I do. Thank you, Cold Fusion Waffles. Hova Christ, superstar, with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Hova Christ. And Hova Christ says, we will not go quietly into the night. To hell with this censorship BS. This will not stand. As Conan says, toxic town women are what is good in life. LOL. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Ladies, won't you take me to Toxic Town? Won't you take me to Toxic Town? Toxic Town women is like honky tonk women in the Rolling Stones song. It's a toxic town women. Give me what's good in life. This goddamn dinging. Stop it. Fucking phone. Fucking thing. I'll destroy you if you ding again. Now shut up. All right, moving on. Clobbering Times is here. Hail Clobbering Times with a $5 super chat. How are you, brother? Good to see you again. I enjoy doing your podcast, my friend. Mike Alonzo. Hail. And he says, hail, glad that you're a Blake 7 fan. Loved it since the mid-'80s. Have watched all 52 episodes many times. Paul Darrow's Avon is one of the all-time greats. I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. That's why I recently bought the entire series on DVD. And they are PAL DVDs, and I specifically got a region-free DVD player to play this set. But that also means that I'm going to get to watch The Sweeney and The Sweeney 2 finally, which I could not find on any Region 1 disc. So that's also a happy byproduct of being able to watch the Babylon, Jesus Christ, the Blake 7. Yeah, it's getting late. I need a drink. Anyway, let us move on. Thank you, Mike, for that super chat. It's Clobbering Time. Mike Alonzo, he does Clobbering Time. It's a podcast, a radio show, and you guys should listen to it. It's great stuff. I was on it before. I will, I'm sure, be on it again. He's a great guy. Thank you, my brother. Mac Guffin with 2 £10 super chats in a row. Thank you, Mac Guffin, very, very much for these. Very generous of you, sir. And Mac says, Hail Doomcock, 2-part. Sorry. No apologies necessary, my friend. Mac says, 1. A Picard quote, "With the first link, the chain is forged. The first speech censured. The first thought forbidden. The first freedom denied. Chains us all irrevocably." I love that quote. Absolutely love it, Mac. And Mac also says, 2nd, we love the integrity, not only to critique, but to encourage discord and discussion. Is there something you've changed your mind on recently? I wanted to hate Bat Affleck, but hands up, loved it. Shit, that's a tough question. Something I've changed my mind on recently. I'm struggling to think here. The only thing that I can think of at the moment is my opinion of CBS. I've mentioned earlier that some things have come to light that make me question how much power CBS has had regarding Star Trek Discovery to fix things, you know? I mean, we've all questioned their sanity and whether they're trolling fans and whether they hate fans and everything else. And from what I'm hearing, there may be certain contractual problems. I don't know. I haven't seen the contracts. This is kind of I'll just say that it appears that Les Moonves did a contract with Alex Kurtzman that has caused all this trouble and basically made him like a goddamn, evil twin growing out of Star Trek's side where, if they're not really careful how they remove it, it'll kill the patient, I think that is something that kind of changes my mind about CBS. Potentially, if I could get confirmation on this, I think I would be much more sympathetic to their plight. I wouldn't shut up about how horrible Star Trek Discovery is. I mean, you still have to speak the truth, but I think that I would definitely be more understanding and forgiving for the situation they found themselves in. I think it's an ugly situation for everyone. But listen, thank you so much, Mac Guffin. I like that. That's very clever. Thank you, Mac Guffin, for both of those super chats and for both of those questions. Good stuff, brother. Too Many Accounts with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Too Many Accounts, very much. He says, is Doomcock able to do the Slayer death noise from Krull? Have you seen the trailer for the remade Destroy All Humans game? Damn, no on both. No on both. I don't know offhand. I can't remember what the Slayer death noise was. I've only seen Krull, I think, once. I do have James Horner's soundtrack to it. It was an interesting precursor, kind of a dry run for Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. You can hear flourishes from Wrath of Khan in it. It's fascinating. But no, I have not seen Krull enough times to know if I could actually do that or not. And when I think of Krull, all I can remember is the cool thing he threw the monster and, of course, Lizette Anthony with her flowing curly red hair, which is the best kind of red hair to have. Love curly hair. So anyway, and the trailer for the remade Destroy All Humans game, no, I have not. I'm sorry, Too Many Accounts. I have not seen that, but I will make a note right here to check it out. Sounds like it might be fun. The original was pretty cool, so I will check out the remake. Thank you, my friend. Jan Erik Edvardsson, with a 2 super chats in a row. Thank you very much. One 100 Norwegian krona super chat and 150 Norwegian krona super chat. Thank you, Jan Erik Edvardsen, for both. And Jan says the Terminator 6 leaks are far worse than you think. You want the spoilers? I can tell them. Go for it. Go for it, Jan. I am not sensitive about that, especially on things that I'm thinking are going to stink. I'm sensitive as hell if I think it's going to be good and I actually want to see it. Then that would be anathema. But since I suspect that it's garbage, have at it. So everyone, this next thing is going to be a spoiler. So I will just take a minute on this. So dim this for a minute or fast forward. Jan says, I'm sorry, but spoiler, John gets shotgunned to death as a 13-year-old in the first minute. 3 times to the chest. I'm so pissed. Yeah, Jan, shit. That's fucking ridiculous. This is John Connor we're talking about. Someone we've lived with since the 80s. Someone who looms large in the Terminator lore. And they're just going to dispatch him like that? Like a punk? 3 times to the chest and that's it? Time for a new girl, Joan fucking Connor? Fuck that. Goddamn ridiculous. Thank you, Jan Erik Edvardsen, for the heads up. Jesus Christ. Shotgun to death. That is... I don't know how they're going to explain this. I hope they'll have some kind of goddamn explanation for it. But, yeah, I mean, then what? Well, that would seem to mean that Skynet wins. So why is there no Skynet now? Why is there a goddamn Legion taking its place? I don't know. Ridiculous. Basil with a $5 Canadian super chat. Hail, Basil, and thank you very much for this, Basil. He says, my liege, Arnie should have brought a couple of plasma rifles back in time, wrapped in T-bone steaks to pass the organic requirement for space travel. Yeah, should have. Although... Basil, I think that they got around that. I think they got around that by having it have to be living tissue. So you would have to basically shove the plasma rifles up Arnie's ass, and then they would be surrounded by living tissue, and they would come through. That's my impression of Arnie sticking them up there. It wasn't very good, but I assure you, from the expression on my face, it was heartfelt. It was heartfelt. Yeah. I don't think wrapped in T-bone steaks would work. I think it'd have to be a plasma rifle saurus with, bones of plasma rifles, basically. You could send a whole bunch of guys back, each with a little piece of the plasma rifle up their butts to, lessen the pain a little bit. But, yeah, I think it was living tissue, brother. But that's a good thought. You're thinking. Thank you, sir. Good call. Cleve Bourbon with a $2 super chat. Hail, Cleve. And Cleve says, hail, Doomcock. Why only 33,000 subs? Should be 100,000 subs. Well, earlier in this Superchat Square-Up MegaEdition 1, somebody was pointing out that it looked like YouTube was fudging the numbers a little bit with me. So I don't know what to say to that. I have noticed some irregularities, but it might be weirdness with the YouTube servers updating irregularly and out of sync, and certain numbers are stored on one server, certain numbers are stored on another server. I think that's basically what it is. But ultimately, Cleve, I agree. I should be at 100,000 subscribers. I should be at 1 million subscribers. 10 million. I should be the biggest thing on goddamn YouTube. Maybe I will be one day. But until that day, Cleve, thank you for watching. Thank all of you for watching and subscribing, and for the super chats and the support and the love. It means the world to me. Seriously, you guys, you are awesome. Thank you. Ian Alderidge with a $5 super chat. Hail, Ian Alderidge. Thank you, my friend. He says, you ought to start a newsletter or website. That way you can notify us if you end up going to a different platform. Don't lose your audience, brother. I know it. I'm working on it now, Ian. I really am. I'm speaking with some of my Legionnaires and friends about getting this thing up and running, and I'm going to do it, and it's going to have forums. You'll be able to, I'll post news articles, and y'all will be able to comment on them and debate them and have a great old time. You will have access to, Doomcock's videos and news about Doomcock's, links to, products in my store, things like that. And maybe even some kind of video hosting of my own. We'll see. I am talking to someone about that, so we will see what happens. But Ian, things are looking a little brighter, my friend. Things are looking just a little bit brighter. And you're right. I will, one way or the other, I'm gonna get a website, and you guys will all be invited. You will all be welcome there. Thank you, Ian Aldridge. Scott Williams with a $5 super chat. Hail, Scott, and God bless you, sir, for having that penny farthing bicycle from The Prisoner as your avatar. And Scott says, Hail, Doomcock. Here's a donation to the cause from a Legionnaire. I'm off to brave Walmart at night. I frequently brave Walmart at night. It's kind of peaceful there, It's not so frenetic. I like shopping at night. It's much more peaceful. Scott, hail to thee, sir. Thank you for being a part of the Legion of Doomcock. It is wonderful to have you here at Xanadu at the center of the earth with the rest of us joining our community, and we are stronger with you, brother. Thank you so very, very, very much. Deef is here. D-E-E-F. Deef with a $10 Canadian super chat. Hail, Deef. And thank you, sir. And he says, Hail, Doomcock. If what it takes to save pop culture is to create our own stuff, would you be interested in reading my short novel, Circle of Vengeance? I could make a physical copy or a PDF. Sure, I would look at it, Deef. I would look at it. You could send it to me at Master DVD at P.O. Box 200337, Austin, Texas 78720. Or you can go ahead and send me a PDF by email at dictorvandoomcock@gmail.com. Thank you, Deef. Always happy to take a look at stuff. Let's see. What have we got here? We have a $10 super chat from my friend Michael Maloney. Hail, Michael. Always, always, always a pleasure to see you, sir. And he says, you can only go to the sequel, remake well so often, before we just stop giving a shaving cream. Be nice and clean. Oh, Michael Maloney, you are a man after my own heart. Throwing out a Dr. Demento old song reference, and of course I rolled with it instantly because you and I are on the same page, brother. Shaving cream, yes. How did that song go? I have a sad story to tell you. It may hurt your feelings a bit. Last night I walked into my bathroom and stepped in a big pile of shaving cream. Be nice and... Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Yeah. You cannot... They're just going to... work the land and work the land and work the land so much and not give it a chance to refresh with new ideas, and they're just going to die. It's inevitable. Their business is going to decline severely. It's only a matter of time, and I welcome that day when they will finally look around at the ruins of their pseudo-empire and realize, hey, you know what? We need to tell some new goddamn stories. Thank you, Michael Maloney. Mad Squirrel. Chip, chip. With a $5 super chat. Hail, Mad Squirrel. And Mad Squirrel says, good evening and hail Lord Doomcock and Harvey. Salute.
Chip, chip. Chip, chip, Mad Squirrel. Hey, man, I like squirrels.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think they're really, really cool.
Yeah?
That's right. I bet they taste good with ketchup, too.
Oh, that's uncalled for, Harvey. That's uncalled for. Mad Squirrel, he's just kidding. Hail to thee, Mad Squirrel. Thank you, sir. And we salute you as well, don't we, Harvey?
Yes. We, who are about to destroy the world, salute you.
He's an optimist. He's really an optimist. Ever the optimist. Thank you, Mad Squirrel. Ben Davis is here with a $5 super chat. Hail, Ben. Thank you, sir. And he says, obligatory tip jar drop of the evening. By the way, Ferminator is, Ferminator. Ferminator is James Cameron not making Alita 2. He better not give us the George R.R. Martin treatment, LOL. So you're saying that this goddamn movie is preventing Alita 2? Because then I hate its guts. I will resent it till I die. I want Alita 2. I need Alita 2. That was a great, great movie and a wonderful fucking performance. It was great in every way. It was just the more I think about it, the more fond I become of it. And it's just a damn disgrace. It's a disgrace. If this crap is going to keep Cameron from making Alita 2, seriously? Ben, you're disappointing me. You're breaking my heart, Ben. Damn it. Well, let's hope that's not the case. We Are All Devo is here with a $25 super chat. Hail, We Are All Devo. We are Devo. Says, at least we still have the Orville and the Expanse. Damn right, Devo. Damn right. We are all Devo, and I want to thank you, sir, for being here. I want to thank you for this $25 super chat. I want to thank you for the support, and it's really glad. Welcome you to the live stream. I don't believe I may have seen you once before. I'm not sure, but I've not seen you very often, and it's just great to have you here. We are all Devo. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed yourself, and I hope that I will see you the next time around. And yeah, the Orville, the Expanse, these are the things that keep my finger off the button.
And that is why I despise the fuck out of them.
Yes, well, you would, Harvey, you would, but, the rest of us were very grateful for the impetus to still go on. Thank you. We are all Devo. You rock, my friend, and I love Devo, by the way. Love them. Michael Maloney with a $10 super chat. Again, Michael, sir, dude, we are vibing tonight because I see on this super chat, he says, whenever a concept so bad comes along, and I tell myself it could never happen, that no one would be so stupid to make such a show, I remember my mother, the car. Yes, my mother, the car. In this show, I forget, I've never actually seen an episode of it. I've never seen a single episode. I heard the theme, though. I used to listen to the theme on my TV theme songs compilation. The plot is basically that his mother dies and is reincarnated as a car. So it's my mother, the car, literally. She's a reincarnated car that I guess drives her son around and beeps at him to keep him in line. Sometimes threatens to run over him. There's very limited modes of interaction that a car can have with a human, but apparently, my mother, the car. Michael, you're right. Mr. Ed, right?
A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is a famous Mr. Ed.
Yeah, Mr. Ed, the talking horse. There are no concepts too stupid to air. But on the other hand, those shows have an enormous amount of charm. So, I don't know what to say. I think genius is an affirmative defense to prosecution. And also, I think, good-spirited goofiness is also kind of an affirmative defense to prosecution in my court, But my mother, the car, Jesus.
So his mother was a car?
Yeah.
I wonder if he ever farted while driving.
He farted on his mother, the car. Well, M is for the many times I farted on her. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's a question for theologians, really. Thank you, Michael Maloney, for setting me up with that wonderful joke. A Crossover Maniac with a $2 super chat. Hail, Crossover Maniac! And Crossover Maniac says, will you do any reviews of the She-Ra reboot? I don't really have any plans to, yeah, probably not. I just got too many things going and everyone knows it sucks, I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, Crossover Maniac, all the stuff you could say about the She-Ra reboot has already been said. I mean, just from the previews, just looking at the character designs and the approach and everything, I mean, everyone knows it sucks and it's terrible. It would just be piling on and shit. I got other things I got to do, so I probably not. I'm sorry to let you down, but, I can't review everything, and it just, it just seems so sad. It just seems so broken and hopeless. I just can't really bring myself to do it. I don't know. Crossover Maniac, thank you very, very much for that super chat, though. However, Brother Malachi with a $10 super chat. Again, hail, Brother Malachi, and thank you, my friend. He says, just spitballing, but can we have a crowd-funded web series or movie that we can put the disrespected alumni of Trek and Wars into and give them the love they deserve while working on it? Oh, boy, I tell you, that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. I don't know. I mean, the problem would be, you would have to, I guess, talk to them about doing it. And then, you'd have to figure out a budget and a salary that they would accept. And then I guess you could do the crowdfunding. I guess it could be done. I wonder what it would be. We should think about that. Brother Malachi, thank you for that idea. We might want to actually think about that. You can get the Star Trek Continues set. You can actually, rent it from them. They will allow it. They're a nonprofit. I think they're in Georgia. And if you could, but my God, getting them there and feeding them and everything, that would be tricky. But God, you could do like a little Star Trek episode, like the original TOS era. That would be cool. I think we should do that. Let me think about that. Thank you, Brother Malachi. I like that. D. Oberg with a $2 super chat. Hail, D. Oberg. Good to see you, sir. And he says, Sunday on Comet TV, The Prisoner Marathon. Well, we missed it. That's one of the time-sensitive things that these Superchat Square-Ups can't necessarily always do so well. But I can tell you, it's always a marathon of The Prisoner on Amazon Prime. Go ahead and buy Amazon Prime. Go ahead and join that service. Get free shipping on a lot of Amazon products, and then be ready for The Expanse Season 4 when it comes in just a few months, God willing. Thank you, D. Oberg, for that. Michael Maloney with a $5 super chat. This time, Michael has nothing to say. He's just giving me another $5 like the real champ he is. And I just want to thank you, Michael Maloney, very, very much for that super chat. You are very generous, sir. I wonder, have you ever been to Austin? I'm just wondering. Razama Slaza, my Reptoid Legionnaire, with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Razama Slaza, who says, as your new Legionnaire, hopefully peace can continue, though some of your minions do taste good. Now, Razama, see, now you just... we've got a good thing going here, and then you got to queer it up with this appetite of yours. It's just, dude, gotta lay off the, you're putting on a little around the middle too, dude. I hate to point it out. I don't want to be, spoil sport, but yeah, brother, you're kind of putting on the pounds there. So, you might want to think about laying off of your fellow Xanadu Mirs. Just a thought. But I'm glad that the peace is holding. It is very, very important that we all get along. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Brother Malachi with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Brother Malachi, says, CNN recently did a hit piece on John Wayne by digging up some horrid things he said in a 1971 interview. None of us are perfect, nothing's sacred anymore. Well, that is absolutely true, Brother Malachi. They don't have much respect for our past or our traditions. And what is really the point of digging up some stuff from 1971 that a dead man said in order to discredit that dead man, who really is not a politician or any kind of political figure? He's just a goddamn Western actor. Should have been left in peace. I agree with you 100%, Brother Malachi, on that. Thank you, sir, for that super chat. God, Godzilla, and Tanks with a $10 super chat. Hail to thee, God, Godzilla, and Tanks. And he says, Hail, Doomcock. I have avoided STD like a disease. Really liking The Expanse, though. Well, sir, you are already much smarter than I am because I watched the goddamn thing. And I'm much poorer for it, mentally, physically, emotionally, and in terms of my blood pressure, which I guess falls under the rubric of physically. But let me tell you, that blood pressure, Jesus Christ, Mikey Spock, is inimical to health. It is hostile to prosperity. God, Godzilla, and Tanks, I'm glad that you are enjoying The Expanse. It shows that you are a person of great taste, and I salute you, my friend, or all of you. God, Godzilla, and Tanks. Thank you, sir, for that $10 super chat. Michael Maloney with a $10 super chat. Hail, Michael. And he says, in this day and age, customers are nothing more than cows to be milked. Yeah, that's what they think. The thing about cows is cows don't close their wallets and boycott and cease being cows, but we can sure as hell close our wallets and cease being customers. And I think that is the difference that these assholes have to learn, that we are not going to fucking put up with this shit anymore, that we are not cattle, we are not pigs, we are their goddamn customers, and without us, they're fucking nothing. Nothing at all. Thank you, Michael Maloney, for pointing that out. It's a very important point to make. Customers are much more than cows to be milked. We are the boss. And if they want to keep getting our business, they better shut the fuck up about us and start catering to us. Thank you, Michael Maloney, sir. Scott McGlumphy. Scott McGlumphy with a $20 super chat, and nothing said. Nothing said on this very generous $20 super chat. Thank you, Scott McGlumphy, sir. You are very kind, and I appreciate you very much. Mark C. with a $5 super chat. Hail to the Legionnaire Mark. And Mark says, SOB, YouTube didn't give me the notification. Hail, Doomcock. The knowledge of Thor's greatest adventures are now yours. Yes, Mark. Yes, indeed. I was ignorant of them. I was completely missing Walter Simonson's run on Thor. I didn't really know. I had actually a Beta Ray Bill action figure, but I didn't really appreciate the context of Beta Ray Bill, and now I do. And I'm enjoying this immensely. God, it's a hell of a reset. You know, Dr. Don Blake is gone, and Thor assumes a new identity. I loved the part, dude, where Nick Fury gave Thor his glasses. And he says, well, it works for the other guys. And then on the very next page, he bumps into somebody who looks very much like Clark Kent in glasses. That was perfect. And with another reporter named Lois calling on him. That was absolutely brilliant. Dude, I am looking forward to this run. It is, I'm getting through the first volume. I have very little time these days, but I have been reading it before bed and really enjoying it, dude. Thank you so much for that. Mega Jetty 1 with $2 super chats. Thank you, Mega Jetty 1. And he says, check my thoughts on The Last Jedi video. I will do so, Mega Jetty 1. I will jot that down and check it out and let you know what I think. And Mega Jetty 1 says, X-Women movie can be done without dumb faux feminists. Sure. You could have an X-Women, movie. I don't see why not. But I tell you, turning the X-Men into X-Women is just a really, really, really annoying and stupid goddamn conceit. So I will absolutely not support that shit. I will boycott it. If I have to see it to review it, I will go ahead and do that on somebody else's pass or dime or as a favor or what other means I have to, so long as I don't put money into their pockets. Thank you, Mega Jetty One, for both of those $2 super chats. Rock Flanagan with a $5 super chat. Hail Rock Flanagan. And he says, Lord Doomcock, you should write some long short story audiobooks and narrate them yourself. Well, Rock Flanagan, I have enough short stories ready to go ahead and fill a book. And so I've been thinking about self-publishing that book. I got some really good stories in there. I could go ahead and publish the book and then also do audio books of them. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I am considering it. The problem is time, really. You know, these stories are sitting there and they're waiting, and I just haven't really been able to do anything with them. I wrote them years ago. For a while there, I was trying to focus on writing short stories, and then my YouTube channel came along and diverted me. But I think you can see a short story collection coming out from Doomcock sometime in the future. I wouldn't say the near future, but I also wouldn't say the far future either. I think they're coming. Thank you, Rock Flanagan. I've been thinking about that, and I think your super chat here is an omen that I should proceed. Mark C. with a $5 super chat. Hail, Mark, again. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry about you not getting that notification, by the way. That's very annoying. And Mark C. says, my lord should sing American standards, but with a Latino twist. Check out Austin's local band, The Brew. Very well. Well, I don't go to live music around Austin. I just find it too annoying. The volume levels are not to my taste. The sound systems are generally not up to snuff because I'm something of a audiophile. But you have said this, therefore I will check them out because I respect you, Mark. I really do. Legend Seeker with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Legend Seeker. Says, hail, my liege. I hated Godzilla. Should have listened to you and saved my money. Oh, well. Well, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would have rather that you didn't agree with me and enjoyed it than have been on the same page with me on this one. But yeah, it just was extremely disappointing to me. I'm a very simple man when it comes to monster movies, and I have said it many, many times. I won't go over it again. I just want to see the goddamn monsters. And if I can't, then it's a fail. It's a fail from me, and it always will be. Dude, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Legend Seeker. And finally, the last super chat of the evening comes from Dayhawk666 with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. And he says, I hope you like the letter I've sent you. Dayhawk666, I did. It's a very nice letter, and I will be responding to it in some form or another as soon as I can find a goddamn chance to breathe. But I'm on your side, my friend, and I want to thank you very, very much for that. Now, I think it's come time to sing a little song for you guys. This is a song that I only recently found is in the public domain, and so I've decided to go ahead and sing it for you. And it is called Swanee. Swanee. It is a song written by George Gershwin, and Irving Caesar did the lyrics. And it was sung by Al Jolson. And I've known this song forever. And I will be singing it for you now to send you off. Now, I sang a song one before, a sad song before, but now I'm going to sing you a happy one. I've been away from you a long time. I never thought I'd miss you so. Somehow I feel your love is real. Near you I long to be. The birds are singing, it is song time. the banjo's strumming soft and low. I know that you yearn for me too, Swanee, you're calling me, ha ha ha. Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. I'd give the world to be among the folks in DIXIE. I know my mammy's waiting for me, praying for me down by the Swanee. The folks up north will see me no more when I get to that Swanee shore. Mm, 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 mm. I love the old folks at home, ha ha ha. Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. I'd give the world to be among the folks in DIXIE. I know my mammy's waiting for me, praying for me down by the Swanee. The folks up north will see me no more when I get to that Swanee shore. And with that, this brings our Mega Edition Super Chat Square-Up to an end. From all of us here at the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Thank you for your patience on getting these out, and thank you, as always, for your support.
Ha 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 ha.